views and opinions expressed on the SKO Radio Network are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The shows found on the SKO Radio Network can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or condition.
From the Debbie McCune Broadcasting Center at the SKO Radio Network, it's time for Some Kind of Radio Show, starring Earl McCune and the Crazy Crew. The phone lines are now open, so call or text to 234-200-5110. That number once again is 234-200-5110. Without any further ado, here's Earl and the Crazy Crew.
Oh, gee. Seth Macfarlane, one of the great talents working in the industry today. We sat down a few years ago, and this is him as his 40s guy calling a gay bar.
Is this Boots and Saddle?
It is.
My name is Dick Rogers. Do you hear?
Yeah, Dick?
Close your pie hole and open your ears, bub, if I ever got a bone to pick with you. Listen, I'm at your establishment last night, and these fellas keep looking at me. They keep ogling me. I gotta hunt your club's lousy with sweet fellas, if you catch my drift.
Oh, my friend, then you picked the wrong establishment.
Let me tell you something. Where I come from, a fella goes to a bar to throw back a bourbon or two, watch a ball game, maybe talk to a pretty lady. Your joint served me my bourbon with a paper umbrella, had a Streisand picture on the set, and the only lady I talked to was named Carl. What gives, I tell you, what gives?
Hey.
Where's all the skirts and dames?
I have no idea. I don't like women. I don't look at women. I don't need women.
Well, fella, I need women like I need booze. I'll tell you that right now, and every red-blooded male that I've ever met says the same.
Well, I'm a red-blooded male. I'm a tax-paying, hard-working man, and I
don't like the cut of your jib, fella.
You probably wouldn't be able to your way out of a paper bag.
I could my way out of a cardboard box.
Well, if you got big muscles and a big... Why don't you come on in?
What's your sign?
You see there?
Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is going on? See, this is what you people do, isn't it? All the bars in this town, and I got to walk into this sissy hole. Why, I oughta... I'm slightly intrigued, but that don't mean nothing, you understand?
Well, if you're slightly intrigued, why don't you come on in? My name is Ed. I'm a pretty muscular guy.
You're felching up the wrong leg, fella, let me tell you.
Come on, you're probably getting a little boner right now.
My God, I haven't had this feeling since summer camp.
You see there, buddy? Why don't you come on in and explore?
What in God's name is happening with my body?
I'm telling you, why don't you come on in and let us really explore where you're at?
Now, this is crazy, Dick. You like dames, you understand? You like dames.
It's okay to like guys, too.
Oh, look, my Maltese Falcon is doing a military salute.
You see there? Come on in, buddy.
No. What's your name?
My name is Ed. Why don't you come on in, and next thing you know, when somebody's, looking down at your wanker, and your wanker is feeling good.
Ed, would you do me a favor? Would you say wanker one more time?
Wanker.
Would you say it again?
Wanker.
Would you say it again, Ed?
Wanker.
Ed, would you say it one more time?
Wanker.
Oh, God! What was that? What just happened? What in God's name just happened? Oh, God, brand new pair of loafers. Good God.
You see there, you knew you wanted to do that.
Ed, let me tell you something. I'm going to come down there and make out with you, but I want you to do something. I want you to keep those gay guys away from me, all right?
That sounds like such a great idea.
I'll be the straightest guy who ever... Ed.
Explore those feelings and come on in.
Ed, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Goodbye, Ed.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is Some Kind of Radio Show. You were expecting to see and or hear Earl McCune, and I love to disappoint you. This is the moist voice. Aaron K-Bax filling in for Earl.
Moist.
He's got a little bit of a snot rocket going on today, so...
And teeny wangers.
And teeny wieners. Yes, Earl, please, don't leave your Facebook logged into the station computer. We are going to mess with it. Alongside me is Dylan Thompson, and to my immediate front, Tony, the comedy killer.
Not alongside.
No, not alongside.
Not alongside.
I have to look straight into Brother Hebekiah here.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I couldn't have picked a better show to guest host today.
I know.
Yeah.
Seth Macfarlane, truly truly one of my favorites. I love listening to the guy, and that was priceless. Called the 40s guy. I'm thinking when he said it was like 40-year-old guy. No, 40s guy. Like, yeah, she, yeah. Yeah, I don't like the cut of your jib, she.
Right.
Calling into a gay bar. That was priceless.
Be perfect.
That was classic.
You like that, huh?
Now, before we get too far into that, let's start our night off right. Let's start off with our major announcement.
Major announcement. Huge.
Major announcement.
Drum roll,
Oh my
please.
God. I tell you what, we have been teasing this like a 14. Well,
Teasing the spot.
teasing the spot.
Teasing
like a prom
the
date
stunt.
For on the Halfcock Show for a couple of weeks now. The
So
teasing is over. The undressing is about to happen here.
here it is.
The stunt that we are going to perform is going to be a marathon talk show involving Earl, Dylan, myself, and Mike. It is going to start. It's going to start on Friday night,
August 30th.
August 30th, and it's going to run straight 72 hours nonstop. We are attempting to break a world record. That's not all that we're doing here. We are also attempting to raise a significant amount of money for a charity that we hold near and dear. It is Kids Crushing Cancer. Anything that involves children and the annihilation of cancer, I am all in.
We all are.
So we are going to the big announcement, the big reveal is right here, right now. It is a 72-hour talkathon. The four of us are going to, well, not necessarily locked into the building here, because let's face it, that could produce a pretty good stink. But
Earl's already, coming out of retirement.
yeah, Earl's coming out of retirement 4 weeks later.
Right.
But
So
actually, he's taking that 4-week break because he needs to.
he's got to rest up.
Yeah, we're going to go way past Earl's bedtime.
So for all of our business owner friends out there, if you would like to be a part of this and sponsor the show and donate to Kids Crushing Cancer, 100% of your donations, businesses and individuals alike, will be going to Kids Crushing Cancer. If you would like to make a donation, please inquire office@skoradio.com. One of the four of us will be happy to speak with you about our very, very affordable and lucrative advertising sponsorship packages.
Yeah, we're going to be.
We're going to give away the house on this.
We're giving away the house on this. There's going to be. We're going to have all sorts of topics. We're going to have all sorts of stuff to talk about. We're going to get a little crazy. We're going to get a little sleep deprived. But we are going to make sure that everybody who makes an effort to help us out on this gets mentioned on the air. This is not just about the four of us staying up all night for 3 nights in a row. It's about it's about trying to help out an amazing charity that helps kids get through a very rough time. Cancer is no easy thing to get through, and this group really goes above and beyond as far as helping kids. Kids Crushing Cancer, wonderful charity. We're going to stay up for 72 hours on these microphones, helping them out.
And then calling over to drive us home because we aren't making it.
Calling me.
Wanted to as well touch on our individual sponsors. Anyone who would like to donate to this cause as well, if you donate $20 or more, we will have a special thank you gift to be determined at a later date that we'll be sending out to everyone who donates $20 or more individually.
Absolutely.
We will have a page on our brand new skoradio.com where you can go to donate. We have a PayPal set up. Like we said, 100% of everything we take in is going to Kids Crushing Cancer.
And our website is mere days away from launching. We're knocking the cobwebs off, cleaning things up, and we are just about ready to get going with that. So actually, I'm pretty much thinking it'd probably be a good idea to go ahead and link the stunt page to that construction page. So that I'm going to take care of that on the break.
I can do that right now.
You do that right now. And I'm just going to talk to Tony here because I got nothing better to do on a Friday.
Well, fine.
But, boy, what a week has it been. Wow. What a week it's been.
Yes, it
What a week
has.
it's been.
Well, Tony, welcome back.
Welcome back,
Yes. We missed you last week.
I was here.
I tell you what, I'm not Wednesday, the previous week.
Oh, okay.
This Wednesday.
Yeah,
Welcome
I was going
back.
to say, come back, I'd take a little bit of a week off.
Yeah, a little bit of a week off, but then again,
Came in Friday night, but
running into trees is not your forte.
no, I was like, and I'm no tree hugger, but apparently I became one.
Well, your car became one pretty quick.
Yeah, and thankfully Mr. Tree was there, because otherwise the house that was behind it would have turned into a
You're an
drive-through.
house hugger,
Yeah,
and that's no fun.
no.
No, the house does not hug. Actually, the house does hug back through a gaping hole you put in it.
Yeah,
You could have driven right into a gaping
I would
hole.
have been doing some instant home remodeling.
There you go. Putting holes in walls.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now I'm a Jeep person, and I get all these people kind of waving at me, kind of doing that whole Jeep wave, and I don't understand it. It's a Jeep thing. I just don't understand.
I think that it has something. I'm not a Jeep person either. My sister was a Jeep person. Maybe I should contact her and find out. But I think it has a lot to do with a lot of the fact that many Jeeps are made here in Ohio.
Yeah.
So they kind of get that whole down home thing.
And I've never been an SUV person. It's the first SUV I've actually ever owned, but I got a good deal on it.
I'll tell you what, it takes a while to get used to.
Uh-huh.
Especially the fact that, you're one, it drinks gas like water.
This one hasn't been too bad. It's got the same motor that my...
It's gotten better recently, but
Yeah.
it drinks gas like water. And it doesn't have the same kind of pickup that you're used to. Now,
That my car's used to.
That your car's used to. When you're trying to get you're driving down a 2-lane road. My drive is all 2-lane roads from here to Brunswick and back. So when you get to an intersection where it's like, oh hey, I have an opportunity to get out from behind, the tourist.
Yeah.
You want to get past them. Your pickup is a little bit lacking, so you have to really kind of step on it. And we are going to be joined here shortly by the intern. The intern, Eric Nanneroni, is going to be joining us on the phone here. Eric, tell us something we don't want to know.
Okay, so the whole Jeep thing, it's a status. It's about status.
Okay.
Eric, do you own a Jeep?
So, no, I can't.
So you're
I can't
speaking
drive.
from a complete point of you Googled this, right?
I have friends.
You have friends? Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
I just thought that
No.
Mike and I were your only friends. But you have other friends.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I'm proud of you.
No, anyway, I have friends that have Jeeps.
Or your friend said, I should have let you finish the sentence.
Yeah.
That's
No,
a problem between us, isn't it? I never let you finish sentences, do I?
No.
You think I'm going to do that tonight?
What?
You think I'm going to do that tonight?
Probably.
Probably. Oh, you are
not happening.
You are in for a rough ride.
Now
You were saying that Jeeps are status symbols.
Yes, it's a status symbol that people think, they're cool because they have Jeeps. Well, voice track.
Yeah, you might want to go through puberty again.
Yes, people
see if you
think
make
they're
sure that
cool
you
'cause
see
they have
to
Jeeps.
that by tomorrow night. I would think that if you're going to have a car that's a status symbol, you're going to think of something that's going to be a little bit more high end.
Yeah.
Like an Audi or a Jaguar.
Yeah.
Or like the M3 BMW I was behind in
Or PT Cruiser.
A PT Cruiser.
Piece of trash cruiser.
Or if you can still afford it, a Tesla.
Yeah.
Well, while they're still on the market.
Teslas are
Ridiculously expensive.
cheap models.
Yeah.
They do.
Well, and you drive around Akron, Ohio, and you're going to see a lot of Range Rovers.
Range Rover, that's another one.
But now I see a ton of them in Akron. I'm wondering if a lot of them just because it's not a vehicle you expect to see in Akron, a major metropolitan city. Akron, there's not a lot of rich areas of Akron, if any at all. I'm wondering if there's a police auction over, like, say, the last 6 months, because when they seize them from drug deals,
Right.
that's how they
auction them off.
Yeah,
Right.
police auction.
That's probably the thing. I don't see. I don't see Range Rover being a status thing. More along lines of, I'm tired of getting. I think that what do they refer to that as? Overcompensation.
Yeah.
Like I have a tiny schmeckle, so I need a big car.
I saw the perfect overcompensation vehicle today. I was at the BMV.
That white thing that's in the parking lot?
No. Even better. And the guy that got out of it, probably has a smaller PP than Earl, because imagine
that's swinging for the fences there.
Imagine a Ford F-350, a dually, a crew cab, big old bed. The guy had jacked up. And here's the thing: I don't understand, why do you jack up a pickup truck and have stock factory tires on it? I'll never understand that.
So you can't get over a railroad track.
Yeah, and he has these 6-inch spikes off his lug nuts on the front.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah.
He's that's the Stone Cold mobile. This guy's trying to be Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. And I see the guy getting in it. First, I saw him at the Title Bureau in Akron. Then I go to the DMV in Brimfield because I know the gal that runs it. She wouldn't ask any questions.
So you stalked the guy. You followed him around.
No, he followed me.
Oh, he followed you.
Yeah, because I get there, I go to pull in, then I see him pull in. The guy took up like 6 parking spaces.
Bastard.
And I flat out looked at him and said, if you can't park that in like one space, I might suggest you drive something that you can actually drive. And the guy gets out.
Go park at the travel station of America.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. Beautiful.
So, but yeah, so the whole, like I said, the only thing I was disappointed when I bought that Jeep, in most Jeeps that you would see, the spare tires on the back door, and then you can buy like a nifty spare tire cover that'll say something. My spare tire is like up underneath.
Yeah, they don't. There's only certain models they still do that, and they're barely doing that anymore either.
Yeah. And then,
quick note: in the course of this conversation, while we were talking about Jeeps and finishing Eric's sentences for him,
yep.
Our illustrious pseudo leader Dylan over here has already updated the SKOradio.com construction page. If you go to SKOradio.com right now, there is a third button option. One button option is to listen, which you're doing right now, so thank you. The other button option is to our merchandise store, by the way. Lots of really cool merchandise. If you're watching Facebook now, I have my own personalized SKO coffee mug.
You held it the wrong
there.
way.
Well, I held it with my name on it. There you go.
Pretty.
But shirts, hats, iPhone covers, baby bibs, dildo sleeves, the whole 9 yards. Whatever you're looking for, we slap an SKO logo on it. But there's a third button that will take you to the donation page for Kids Crushing Cancer. Now, that donation page will link to a PayPal account that we set up specifically for accepting donations. It is a blanket amount. You can donate whatever amount that you're comfortable with. But again, as Dylan mentioned, a $20 or more donation will get you a special prize to be determined later. We're still hashing out the details on that. So go to SKOradio.com.
It's a dildo sleeve.
It's the dildo sleeve. We're giving out
surprise.
The dildo sleeves. Go to SKOradio.com right now. Buy some merch. Donate some money. Be our friend. Watch the tribe. Anyways, so we still have Eric on the phone. Eric, anything else about the Jeeps that they're going to tell us we don't know yet?
I think, like I was saying, it's more of an affordable status thing. Yeah.
Trust me, it's not affordable to drive one of those.
Kind of like going to Target instead of Walmart?
No, that's just...
Well,
yeah.
I can't say much about that, but...
Target's just the far superior. I mean, have you ever cartwheeled before? Oh, cartwheeling's amazing. I mean,
the app. I'm sitting here thinking, do I look like somebody who cartwheels?
There's so many
That's
good...
like asking Tony if he cartwheels.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
There's so many good deals, plus the red card, you save 5%. Oh, everyone shop at Target, not Walmart.
I'm sorry, but he does sound like a plug for Target. Target, if you'd like to donate or be a corporate sponsor.
Or Meijer just opened up in our area.
Oh, I'm a slave for Meijer.
Oh, yes.
Because I used to go to Meijer a lot in Maumee and in Perrysburg. When I go back to Toledo, I stay in Maumee right next door to the Meijer, and if I need anything, I just walk across the street.
They have it.
They have everything. I used to buy a lot of my Toledo merch from Meijer as well. So Meijer. The thing is, though, is
little shout out to Meijer for donating $25,000 to a local school so they could redo their cafeteria.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's one cool thing about Meijer's. They're very involved in the community. Now, right now, they're only in Avon, Stowe, and Menor.
And then they're opening up in Brimfield eventually.
Absolutely. But, hey, let's kind of saturate here. Get somewhere in Medina County. I'd appreciate it. Eric, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Keep up the good work. See you tomorrow night on the Half Cock Radio Show, 7 p.m. right here on the SKO Radio Network. That was Eric, the intern, giving us his 2 cents, which was only worth about $1.50. Gonna drink here.
Out of your SKO coffee mug?
Oh, you know what? This came in and I was starting to get, oh my God, I'm so jealous of this. You can actually go to the merch store and personalize stuff. You can go in and get the logo bigger. You could put your name on the back, whatever. We have Brett Pyatt joining us here on the show. Give us a moment here. Brett, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Hello.
Hey.
Oh.
Is this Brett or is this Brett's friend or?
No, this is I'm anonymous. I'd rather not say my name. I'm calling about the dildo sleeve.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, we have plenty. They'll cover up all the gray.
Yes.
We have cover up the gray.
No, cover up the gray.
We have them in small, really small, and can you barely see yourself?
Yeah.
It's not for me. It's for my dad.
Oh, it's for your dad. All right.
Okay.
I would just like to buy him a dildo sleeve, or even a dildo basket of sleeves.
We can stuff the sleeves.
Yes.
We won't say what we're stuffing them with, though. That's going to be a surprise.
Can you provide a basket worth of sleeves for dildos?
Would you like full sleeves or would you like empty sleeves?
I think he wants the tip still there.
Okay.
So make these sleeves for circumcised dildos.
Circumcised dildos.
Yes,
because,
circumcised dildos. And then a basket worth, if you could. And then I'd like to put a bow on top of each one of them, if that's possible.
Each of the sleeves or just the basket?
For all of them.
Everything.
So
bows on everything.
Yeah.
Bows on
everything.
Let's say there's 12 dildos. I'd like 35 bows.
35 bows.
35 bows.
35 bows.
For the 12 dildos.
Perfect.
Can you guys do that?
Absolutely.
We're gonna get in. We're gonna look right into that.
And I appreciate that. And make sure I stay completely anonymous.
Yes, just send us
anybody knowing who I am or who my dad is.
Yes, just send us your home address, your social security number, your blood type, mother's maiden name, the usual, credit card number, expiration date, the three code on the back.
I can send all that. Just make sure nobody knows who I am or
We'll say it's from the Comedy Killer.
Yes, it's Tony's idea.
And then actually
it's from Tony. Yes.
Yeah. And actually what I will do even for you, because I'm such a nice fella, we're going to have them embroidered. Each one of them is going to have #MAGA on them.
Actually, could you put my name on at least one of them so that my dad thinks about me?
Thank God he's thinking of me sometime.
Yeah. So he's thinking of you when he's inserting.
Yeah.
We'll put anonymous on one of them.
Yeah.
Well, he's put
that Guy Fawkes man.
He'll know what it means. He'll know what it means.
Or you could put my initials. You could just put BP. That also stands for British Petroleum. So,
or Butt Pirate.
He will
Brave Penetration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Butt Pirate. That was my name in high school.
I believe that.
Hurt for a while.
Don't
make me use my other hook, matey. Arr.
Especially with some of those toys without any of those protective sleeves on them.
Yeah,
right.
The protective sleeves are what gets you, man. That's what keeps you safe.
Don't be a fool.
No
Wrap your tool.
Protective sleeve, it actually hurts. And
gotta get some lube too.
No spit and shove. Just go right in.
No love.
I got no warning from my upperclassmen.
You said that the other day, man. That just stuck for a while. Spit and shove. I never heard of that before. No spit and shove. Just go in dry. There you go. So we'll get right on that. That's that special order, so it's going to take like 4 to 6 weeks for handling. So
No, tell
shipping and handling.
Very dry. It was
Very dry.
and it was very uncomfortable.
Very dry and very uncomfortable.
Causes hemorrhoids.
It sounds like my wife. Very dry and very uncomfortable.
No, I didn't get hemorrhoids till I was in my late 20s.
So, like,
hey man,
4 years ago?
I didn't get mine till like, I was in my, early teens. So you're lucky there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I feel a little better.
Feel a little better. That's good. All right. That's why I'm here.
I still am scarred, but that's okay. As long as I remain anonymous,
Sure.
then I'm happy. So nobody knows my real name, right?
Correct.
We're guessing at this point.
Okay,
I'm gonna.
You said Brett.
I'm gonna
He
go
said
with.
correct. He said correct.
Correct. Okay.
Oh, dude,
Well,
this
it's
has got to be
certainly
Bret
not
Hart,
correct.
man. That's what it is. It's got to be Bret the Hitman Hart. You
There you
sending
go.
stuff to Stu?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Brett the Hitman Hart.
Perfect.
You
Perfect.
got to send some stuff to Natalia.
That's why they're all in pink and black.
That's why they're all in pink.
I did get gonorrhea once, but it was cured by a doctor, and that was back in 2009. So, unlike Bret Hart, I am STD free.
So no more pounding the anvil. Ooh, too soon?
No.
Too soon?
Nah.
Okay, all right. Well, I feel like my identity may have been exposed.
Uh-oh. We better go take care of that.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
whoever exposed your identity, I'll take them out back and put them down.
Yeah, please do not let my identity get out.
All right. That's.
But
You know what? We're
I'd
taking the
love to
station
get some
offline.
of those- I would love to get some of those dildo sleeves for my dad for Father's Day.
There you go.
Courtesy of myself and courtesy of SKO Radio.
You bet.
Which I really enjoy listening to as I sleeve my own dildos.
There you go. Get them for graduation. Get a little cap and gown at the top. Play
Dildo
pop-
sleeves for all occasions.
Dildo sleeves are all
You
occasions.
got
Can play
got it,
pomp
sir.
and
All right.
pomp and circumstance while you're putting it in.
Yeah.
I think Randy
My
said,
dildo fucks sideways.
All right, Anonymous. Thank you so much. We'll get that order.
True identity, please.
We will try to keep your identity as safe
on
as ours.
the recording, we'll garble your voice.
Yeah, we'll do that Darth
All right,
Vader
yeah,
voice thing.
Please, yeah, gargle my voice and
Gargle.
Wait a second.
Oh, I thought you said garble. And I will try not to gaggle on the dildos.
Perfect. All right. Well, we will just set them outside and hope they get picked up.
Oh, they will be picked up.
Perfect.
Yeah, no porch pirates.
If you set them outside, they'll be picked up in 20 minutes.
All right. Well, they'll be here.
Okay. All right. Just
We'll turn all the security cameras
are
off.
they used or new?
Both.
Do I need to wash them or no?
Don't wash the used ones. They got character.
They're pre-lubed.
All right, fine.
All right.
We convinced him.
There you go. Thank you so much. We'll get those out to you.
Okay. All right.
That was anonymous.
Anonymous person.
Anonymous person. Boy, we took off with the dildo sleeves. It was
Perfect. So, Earl, let's get on those. We'll get on those over the break.
We're going to get to a break right now. You're listening to Some Kind of Radio Show. We will be right back. The ZM Insurance Group is Northeast Ohio's #1 choice for insurance solutions. They're proud to offer auto, life, home, pet, and business
business insurance, not to mention renter's insurance, RV, boat, and motorcycle insurance as well. They also offer insurance solutions for rental and commercial properties too. The ZM Insurance Group has been insuring amazing businesses and awesome families in Ohio since 2008. They make the insurance process easy and no appointments are necessary. You can follow the ZM Insurance Group on Twitter at ZM Insurance, on Facebook at ZM Insurance Group, and on Instagram at ZM Insurance. Call the ZM Insurance Group today at 330-777-0092. Once again, that's 330-777-0092.
Hello there, this is Hilljack Bob, and you're listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here exclusively on the SKO Radio Network, and we still have 110% itchy balls.
But where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely? Lucky there's a family guy. Lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and cry.
And what is the speech that Captain Kirk...
Wow. Really? You want me to do this?
I do.
All right. Death, disease, destruction, horror. That's what war is, Councilman. That's what makes it a thing to be avoided. You've made it neat and simple. So neat and simple that you've had no reason to stop it. And you've had it for 500 years.
Do one line after the other, or do you all do all one and then go back and do the other one?
When I do a table read, yeah, I have to jump back and forth. It's like, hey, what's going on? Oh, hello, fat man. Oh, Stewie, how are you?
Back and forth. It's good, right? That is good.
The voices kind of did get me where I am tonight. All right, you're doing good, buddy. You're doing good. You're very likable so far. Keep it up. Do not look at the lady in the front row with the big knockers, all right? Just focus on the monologue. You'll be fine. Oh, you're doing the voices, you draggle-tailed gappers now. Our version on Family Guy was Kermit the Frog doing taping. I'm not going to be able to remember the speech. I don't have any money.
It's our show. Who the deuce do you think you are? Come on, just one.
All right, just one.
Giggity, 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 good.
So who would you pick? Who would you pick to, for instance, Time After Time? Who would sing Time After Time?
Damn you. Bark like a seal, you bastard.
What would he sound like talking about Cosmos?
Doc, you can't just create a universe out of a marble.
For a second, I'm a normal talking regular gent. The next, I'm Marty McFly.
Well, Doc, you can't just walk into a store and buy plutonium. Did you rip that off?
Oh, my head is filled with voices.
Put it in parentheses, so I'm... Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be beautiful.
What would Stewie say about you hosting?
Who the hell do you think you are?
We all have heroes. What is it about the Fonz that makes him yours?
The Fonz always knew exactly who he was. He could take apart a motorcycle and put it back together. Could take apart the hearts of America and put them back together.
What a tribute. What a tribute. There's a touch of the poet in you, isn't there?
Yeah. Time.
But what I do have are a very specific set of skills. For somebody like you.
As often as I try it, it's hard to keep him quiet, and I talk like Kermit the Frog.
It's really great to be here in Manhattan. I love being in New York, except for all the Jews. Yeah!
It's overwhelming, and they introduced me to him and said, Mr. President, this is Seth Macfarlane. He does a show called Family Guy, and Clinton says, oh yeah, I haven't ever seen the show, but I heard about it. It's good. It's a good show from what I hear. I'll tell you what I love is that Grey's Anatomy. My hand to God.
Look, I fuck all comers. I'm like the old-timey boxing version of a guy who likes sex, Fucking all comers right here. My penis versus whoever.
muted. And we're back. Oh, no, you didn't unmute my mic. I did. Oh, see, there we go.
Yay!
There we go.
Now we're here. It's Aaron's first day, but you'll have to forgive him. It's his first day.
You know, here's the thing. When we do our show, I just turn the mic off on the software. Just
right.
Set it and forget it. Because everybody leaves and breaks. Mike goes to smoke a cigarette, and we kick the intern out because we don't leave him in the studio by himself. And I'm just here making sure the music and everything plays. So,
and then you poop.
And then I poop.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I'm going to work on my voices real quick.
Go ahead. Here comes the
You don't know who I am.
I don't know who you are. I don't have any money.
I don't have any money.
I can't do Kermit like he does.
But what I do have is a really horrible Kermit the Frog voice.
But I don't have any money.
But John,
but I do have a particular set of skills.
Skills that include building a wall. It's going to be huge.
Nothing. You're just gonna watch. Tony's
only voice is his own.
Yeah.
I'm Tony.
I don't have any money.
I don't have any money.
But
what I do have is a car that I wrapped around a tree once.
Yeah.
And a chest that kind of hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to get you a t-shirt that says yeah.
You kind of went butthead on that one. Or Beavis on that one.
I wrapped my car on a tree. It rules. I am Cornholio.
That sucks.
Shut up, Beavis. You jackass.
Anyways, today was a very horrible day.
Good show for radio.
Today was a really horrible day.
Horrible day.
Today was a horrible day.
Dylan's day sucked.
Taron Egerton's Rocket Man soundtrack release.
Yes, that came out last
and
night.
It sucked. It absolutely sucked. I was not expecting to hate it as much as I did. I don't know how you feel, but I was not expecting to hate it as much as I did. I just...
He can't sing like Elton John.
Oh.
He can sing though.
He can sing.
He
just can't sound like Elton John.
Here's
the
my
way the
thing.
dude sounded like Freddie Mercury.
You were mentioning before that this was kind of a bounce off of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right.
This movie was actually in pre-production when Bohemian Rhapsody came out. So this was an idea that was in the making at the time.
Sure.
Now, I've listened to the album. I listened to the album fully expecting that. Fully expecting to hear Taron's range of voice, which is not as expansive as Elton's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he does not have the same range. I've listened to him sing. I watched the movie was called Sing.
Right.
And oddly enough, the song that kind of put him on the map to say, hey, the actor can actually sing, was I'm Still Standing.
Yep.
Right.
So I was like, okay, let's see how he does. And I knew this wasn't going to sound anything like Elton John. The takeaway I have from this is that a lot of these songs, they sound like they were taken right out of the movie. Not recorded in the studio, but taken right out of the movie. And it was that sound quality that said, I'm having a problem with this. Because a lot of the songs you were thinking that they were going, well,
there were a few songs, your song...
Don't Let the Sun Go Down was a complete redo.
That sucked. I don't know what it was, but...
Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting was a complete redo.
Mm-hmm. I'm Still Standing, the first verse was...
Oh, that was a complete redo.
But
again, it sounds like they're taking it out of...
But the second verse of I'm Still Standing was probably the very best part of the album.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was... I felt like it was as close to Elton as he got on the entire album.
I think the closest that he got was Take Me to the Pilot.
Okay.
Take Me to the Pilot was probably as pure a song as you were going to get. I'm getting a sense that after listening to this album, when this movie comes out, it's going to feel like a musical, as opposed to a biopic.
Do you remember Rock of Ages?
Yes,
was
truly a musical.
The soundtrack reminded me of Rock of Ages.
It did.
That's exactly what it reminded me of. Was Rock of Ages, songs that are good.
Mm-hmm.
and covers that are good, but when you're playing Elton John, you should not be redoing Elton John.
Right.
And I understand that Elton John has given his blessing on all of this. And that
Elton
makes
John
it...
actually went off on a bunch of people who got upset because Taron is straight and Elton is gay, and he shouldn't have played him. And I'm like, sit down and shut up.
It makes it more okay to me that Elton approves of it. But I still...
I'll tell you this. I don't think
I'll be going to see the movie.
I will probably get a cheap.
I'll go
get a cheap version when it comes out in digital, and that's fine. I'm not going to spend theater money, and I'm certainly not going to spend digital.
We have a couple of the free movie passes, so I may use those on it. That seems like it might be all right.
Radio swag. Yes.
Yeah. No, it was a Christmas gift like 3 Christmases ago that I still haven't used. But yeah, that's besides the point.
Right.
But I didn't feel as if it. People are going to look at it and they're going to say it's not on the same level as Bohemian Rhapsody.
I don't think you set the bar. You set the bar ridiculously high with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Get on that level.
No,
I think you gotta. I mean,
well, and here's one thing too. When everybody's all hogged off that this guy's straight and Elton's gay,
I don't care about that.
Yeah, I see. And then here's the thing: why be mad about that? Because look, Neil Patrick Harris played a womanizer.
How I Met Your Mother.
Right. And he's as queer as the $3 bill. Mm-hmm. But he played, it's how you can play the part.
Yep, absolutely. But, you brought up...
Rami Malek, he's not gay.
No, but Freddie Mercury was.
Right. I mean, I don't know. But I think that Bohemian Rhapsody was the standard, and I think that part of the reason that it was so good is because Brian May and Roger Taylor had such a hand in it.
Yes, they did.
And I think that they had their vision of it, and they had Freddie's vision in mind.
Right.
And I think that Freddie's vision would have been a little more tell the story than Elton. Elton's more
paint a picture,
theatrical.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say Freddie wasn't.
Right.
But Elton's more theatrical. Let's romanticize everything a little bit more.
Right. Absolutely. You mentioned Rock of Ages, and I will say this. Again, I went into this soundtrack, the Rocket Man soundtrack, with high hopes, and I was disappointed. It does sound like it was ripped out. It does sound like it was ripped right from the movie. Mm-hmm. So I'm going into the movie thinking it's going to be a musical.
Yeah.
Nothing makes ears bleed more than Tom Cruise singing Paradise City. That is just something. That is just something that just needs to go away and never come back.
Don't get me wrong, man. I think that Rock of Ages was a good flick.
It was.
I think it was
a great
good flick. And
I think you needed to find actors that could actually sing.
And I think that Tom Cruise played the part. I think that he played probably as true to an 80s rocker as you could have. Yeah. I mean, Axl Rose can't sing a lick.
Axl Rose screams.
Yeah.
Axl Rose can't sing a lick. You know what I mean? But
that's exactly why
it frightened me when Brian Johnson had to step aside from AC/DC.
That's why I couldn't get rid of my tickets quick enough when I heard that Axl Rose.
And Axl Rose was taking over for AC/DC.
And I feel like he was a little bit. He nailed Paradise City because Axl Rose is horrible.
He nailed it to a wall with Jello. It was my. But then you turn that around, and Catherine Zeta-Jones doing Pat Benatar was really good.
Yes.
I mean, she didn't try to make it sound like Pat Benatar, but she gave it enough of her own sound where it's like, okay, I'm not Pat, but I'm going to do this song justice. And that was really
and even take Tom Cruise and turn around on REO Speedwagon, man. Or Foreigner.
Okay.
I thought that was decent. I thought him doing I Want to Know What Love Is was good. You know, I thought that
I have a hard time
It could
saying
have been a
Tom
lot
Cruise
worse.
and good in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Well,
I think the only time that I'm like actually even remotely interested in Tom Cruise anymore is the Mission Impossible movies, and that's more along the lines for Simon Pegg and the very large, built like a brick house black guy. I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking.
You know what I'm talking
Michael
about.
Clark Duncan.
Thank you, Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, I was remembering the Green Mile. So
yeah, that was that.
No, you didn't like. No, what was Jack? What's his name? Was the other Tom Cruise series?
Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher. You know,
I have not actually. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch any of Jack Reacher.
I hadn't seen any of them, but I just know that they've now the Keanu Reeves one is what
John Wick.
John Wick. They just keep making all those movies, and everybody loves them.
Apparently, the thing you have to remember about John Wick is don't fuck with his dog.
Yeah,
right.
That's the whole plot line. Is just do not fuck with it. He gets another dog and just don't fuck with it.
Because the Keanu Reeves movie I've been waiting to see, which has been in production now for a while, is a Bill and Ted number 3. And it's going to be him and the other dude apparently are
Alex
coming
Winter.
back, Alex Winter. But now who are they going to have play Rufus? I've not heard who's going to play.
Dear God, please don't CGI George Carlin.
No.
That would just be bad.
Yeah.
No, I saw a promo for that, and I'll tell you what.
Because that's a movie I'm looking
Keanu
forward
has
to.
aged gracefully.
Yes, he has.
Keanu is a very attractive older gentleman. Alex Winter is not.
No.
Alex Winter looks like you hit him with your car instead of a tree. He is absolutely. You could tell why he's been out of Hollywood since Bill and Ted. It's just wow. So this is going to be interesting. That we'll see what good Hollywood makeup can do.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't even know what the storyline is going to be about as far as
they don't. They just somebody came up with the idea and said, hey, they got the two of them together and they said, let's do it. And now that, like you said, it's in pre-production, they're writing it.
Yeah.
So it'll be
and
fun.
they're doing everything, and I just because number 1 was good and the sequel was even better. Because I like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey was made great by the guy that played Death was the same guy that was the bad guy in Die Hard 2.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That's just some brilliant. I mean, it's one of those guys that's like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
And
one of the character actors, you don't know his real name, but you know all the stuff that he's done.
And then when you hear about their past, he's like, who is that guy? And then there's that long laundry list of things that he's done. Oh, it's that guy. Yes.
I just remember the part towards the end where the Reaper's dancing. He's like, king or queen, merchant or street sweeper. Sooner or later, you
dance with the Reaper. Yep. Absolutely. Or he's trying to explain to God why they got an audience. Hey, they Melvin'd me. Whoever called a wedgie a Melvin? Seriously.
Not me.
So here's my next question, not to go too far off topic.
No, not at all.
Did Sylvester
We have a topic?
Did Sylvester Stallone have Botox or a stroke? I mean, that's the question of the night, man.
He found a way to do face exercises. I think that's some roid rage in there, because he's got face muscles that shouldn't be that.
I mean, my
pronounced.
God, it's
that's
like literally. It's did he on one side? Like his face is just perpetually stuck in that weird half smile.
Right.
Because he's made. There's been 2 Creed movies, right?
God, he just finished another Rambo.
Oh, he did another Rambo?
Yeah.
What's that, like the 4th Rambo?
No, it's like the 5th or 6th.
5th or 6th. And then he's done, counting the 2 Creed movies, he's done 8 Rocky movies, because you got to remember there's 5 Rockies, then Rocky Balboa.
Right. And then
Creed, the 2
Creed
Creed
2,
movies.
yep.
There's 8 movies in the Rocky series.
The Expendables series.
The Expendables. He did, Daylight was one of my favorite movies of his, where they get trapped in the Lincoln Tunnel.
He did...
Cliffhanger.
He did a buddy cop movie with Kurt Russell.
Yeah, and then I remember one flop he did was with the Stowe Getty. Remember, Stop or My Mom
will shoot.
My Mom Will Shoot.
That was...
It was a horrible movie, but I just think...
It just sticks out because the title is just...
Yeah.
It's just...
Kind of like one of Tom Hanks' worst movies was The Man with One Red Shoe.
Oh, my goodness.
Or Joe versus the Volcano.
Joe versus Volcano is one of those movies. It's like campy enough you don't mind sitting through it now.
Yeah.
You know.
But The Man with One Red Shoe is just stupid.
Right. Or Terminal.
The Terminal was okay. I kind of like that.
Terminal dragged.
Well, aside from...
It really dragged. I mean, it dragged worse than volleyball.
Castaway.
Castaway.
Wilson!
Wilson!
Okay, how well do you know Tom Hanks? What was the first movie he did?
The first movie?
Yeah, the first movie he did.
I can't go back to movies, but I remember him doing
Bosom Buddies.
Bosom Buddies.
Yeah, and him and Buffy and Hildegard stayed at the Susan B. Anthony Hotel or apartment building, and him it was Kip and I'm trying to think what was Tom Hanks.
Huffy and Beauregard.
Huffy and Beauregard were the two.
Beauregard
were the two women that they played, and it was him. And I'm trying to remember the guy that that acted with him.
Yep, that's going to be a look-up one.
Yeah, that would be a look-up. But the first movie he did was called Bachelor Party.
Bachelor Party is right. Yep.
When he got married, he drove the bus, and I remember him being at his fiance's house meeting her parents. Yeah, this is some good grub. I usually have a jam sandwich. You know what that is? And they're like, where you take two pieces of bread and you just jam them together. And they're all looking at him, and then they get married, and they ride away on the bus, and on the back of it says, just having sex.
There you go.
But, yeah, I mean, you go back to some, a lot of these actors that have been around for a while. That's why, you go back and, everybody knew Tom Cruise initially, Top Gun and Risky Business and everything. But now he's done the Mission Impossible
even from The Outsiders, they knew.
Yeah.
Outsiders. What was that movie he played a high school football kid?
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
Showing my age when the movie titles are escaping me.
Yeah, but I know which movie you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
well, he was even young in Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was fairly young in that one. And then, but yeah, if you think about, you go back and everybody knew him from like Risky Business and Top Gun and Days of Thunder.
Right.
And then Eyes Wide Shut was good. He acted with Nicole Kidman when they were married.
It was a bartender movie, too.
Cocktail. Love that movie. Cocktail was a good movie.
I have plot lines of movies. I don't have titles.
You don't have titles, but it's just like plot lines. And but yeah, it's just like, you go back and even speaking of movie here, we were thinking about this. Batman, Twilight, Robert Pattinson. Opinion.
I gave this opinion like when I was still doing the Zombie Geese show here, because they were still casting the new Batman, and his name came up. And I will still, to this day, I think Robert Pattinson makes a great Bruce Wayne.
Horrible Batman.
I think he'll pull off the same thing Ben Affleck was doing.
Yeah,
pulls off a wonderful Bruce Wayne. I don't think he can pull off Batman for shit.
No.
Well, and that was on the flip side. Christian Bale's issue. He could pull off Batman.
Yeah, Christian Bale was an awesome Batman, but he
couldn't
pull off Bruce Wayne.
See him as Bruce Wayne.
I mean, still, there's always only going to be one Batman to me, and that's Michael Keaton.
Well, God, when you say that you're Batman at a Kent State graduation, obviously you're Batman.
Yeah. Right. But and like the same thing, a lot of people like Heath Ledger's Joker. I'm a Jack Nicholson guy when it came to the Joker, because 90% of what he said in that movie was all ad lib. They just he's one of those acters. You're going to sign
90% of everything that Nicholson says.
Yeah, ad lib. But yeah, he's one of those actors that
you
a lot of
the script is like, okay, well,
I don't need this.
Yeah, I don't need this.
Good. I know what everyone else is going to say.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that was just.
I think the reason that people gravitate towards Ledger is the darkness that he brought to it, because with the Dark Knight trilogy. You get that Dark Knight. You get that brooding. It was dark. That true DC feel to it. With the what I lovingly refer to as the Tim Burton era, is that it was really just meant to be campy. Right. It was colorful.
Oh,
it was flashy. It was
the 90s. It was the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. It was zany. It was
it was that time. It was.
For God's sakes, we put Val Kilmer and George Clooney in those damn suits.
Yeah.
So...
Don't remind me.
And then we put nipples on the suits. We put nipples on the suits.
Yeah.
Why did we need nipples on the bat suit?
We didn't.
Did Adam West run around with nipples on his bat suit? Only when it was cold. They were his nipples.
Yeah.
At least I think they were his nipples. Could have borrowed them. I don't know.
Could have, but yeah. Yeah, it's still going to stick to me for the Tom Cruise movie with the high school, where he's a high school football player.
Well, somebody will look it up over the break. We'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and take that break now. You're listening to Some Kind of Radio Show. Enjoy the break. We will be back momentarily. Double click. Push the button, Aaron.
Come on. Be smarter than the machine.
Be smarter than the machine. Aaron is a lot smarter than today. Enjoy.
Being a small business owner can be the challenge of a lifetime. To worry about every little aspect of growing your business is no easy task. Paramount to these is reaching and growing your customer base. That's where we here at the SKO Radio Network can help. With an ever-broadening local, national, and international audience, we can come up with an advertising plan that's right for you and your reach. Easy and affordable rates are available. You can bring your own ad, or we can produce your ad for you right here in-house. Give us a call at 234-706-5857. That number again is 234-706-5857. Or drop us a line at office@skoradio.com. SKO Radio Advertising. The only thing easier is listening. Join us on Sunday mornings from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Oldies But Goodies Show with Bob Fritz. Bob will take your requests from the SKO Radio Live Requests Facebook page. From there, you can request any two songs from the 50s, 60s, or 70s, from doo-wop to disco to classic rock, as long as it's within those years. So saunter on up to the SKO Jukebox, make your picks, and enjoy 3 hours of your favorites. That's Oldies But Goodies, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. here on the SKO Radio Network.
Hello there, this is Hilljack Bob, and you're listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here exclusively on the SKO Radio Network, and we still have 110% itchy balls.
Now, Seth Macfarlane. He's the 25-year-old wonder boy behind a much-anticipated new cartoon for Fox. And Fox Files got an inside look at the guy behind The Family Guy.
This Super Bowl Sunday, we'll see who's got the goods to be the best. Touchdown! And Fox is hoping to score a touchdown of its own with this guy.
Damn crap, damn it, the hell, son of a...
His name is McFarlane, Seth Macfarlane, and he joins Team Fox as the creative force behind the cutting-edge animated sitcom Family Guy.
That's what we're hoping is it'll be the kind of show where you can tune in and you won't know what to expect.
Family Guy is about the life of the Griffin clan.
They're coming from such radically different directions, each one of them.
Promise me, Peter.
It's headed up by a politically incorrect pop.
A drop of alcohol is going to touch these lips tonight. Hey, who wants to play Drink the Beer? Right here.
Sort of an animated Archie Bunker.
All right, what do I win? Another beer!
Peter's the father is basically the quintessential loudmouth New Englander.
Chris, that's it. I'll go on welfare.
Who talks before he thinks.
Do you have any disabilities on your record? Oh, I didn't have gas for the first time until I was 30. What the hell was that?
There's a sensitive and supportive wife.
Peter, we need to talk about this welfare thing.
2 teenagers and a dog, if you can call them that.
6,000 chicken fajitas with sauce.
And a sausage McMuffin, please.
But the show's secret weapon is a diabolical baby named Stewie.
Hello, Mother.
He sort of fancies himself much better, superior to those around him.
Now, I offer you one last chance for deliverance.
He's actually capable of backing up his arguments with real weapons.
Return my mind control device, or be destroyed.
At only 25, Seth is the image of the 90s Hollywood hotshot.
Do it for you?
Young and rich, with a deal worth $2.5 million.
It hasn't really sunk in at all. Gladly, do the same job for much less.
Seth is drawn since he was 2 years old, so it's no surprise that after he graduated from the Rhode Island School of Design, he went to work for Hanna-Barbera. But it was an 8-minute short of Family Guy that prompted Fox to pair him up with King of the Hill producer David Zuckerman. Seth's producing style is hands-on. He writes show scripts and voices 3 of the main characters.
Lois, it's time you started living like the piece of Schmidt you are.
So where does a 25-year-old guy who writes about killer babies get his sense of humor?
Your life, however, is more like a box of active grenades.
During a break in production, Fox Files took a trip back home to find out if Seth's humor is really all in the family.
Was he always a very funny kid?
Yeah, he was. I'm a very funny mother.
When you look at that family and you see the different characters, do you know anyone like that?
I thought it was kind of funny at the fact that the little boy constantly wants to kill his mother.
Did he get in any trouble for his drawing?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff?
He was the cartoonist for the school paper, and the character in his cartoon is taking communion. The comment underneath said, "Could I have fries with that, please?"
And Seth can still remember how a local priest reacted to that cartoon.
Dear Seth, shame on you for insulting the Almighty God and those who love him. Signed, Father Flynn.
Hey, man, your clock won't flush.
We asked him if shocking people is his game plan with the Family Guy.
If it's funny, we'll put it in, but we're never out to just piss somebody off.
All of a sudden, you get a big contract thrown at you. Do you feel like now, I got some cash in the bank? Come on,
But
give
I
it
bought a
up.
Mercedes. I bought a Mercedes. That's
You're jumping right in.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Just for safety reasons.
And we couldn't help but ask Mrs. McFarlane what she and Seth's father, Ron, thought about their son's new bank account.
Ron and I started planning our retirement.
Have you discussed with Seth the responsibility that a child has to do the right thing by the parents?
Oh, well, yeah.
I.e., boat, fancy, expensive vacations.
Yeah, not yet, but after you leave, we're going to talk about that.
Before we left, I got Seth to do my portrait. Go heavy on the hair. Don't go light on the hair. And Fox Files got a taste of what the McFarlanes call humor with a pair of old panties. We helped make Perry the butt of a long-standing family joke. Now, I hope those aren't yours.
We had a guest who left these at our house.
A large guest.
And then the next day...
So we asked Seth, in a battle between Bart and Stewie, who would win?
Stewie actually has an arsenal. I don't think Bart would have a chance.
Ah, damn you all!
That was too short.
This time I pushed all the right buttons.
Oh, that's good.
Yay me.
Yeah,
I get to stay for another segment.
You learned.
I learned good. We are back. Thank you for sticking around, watching
If you did.
me just basically sit here and stare at the screen while everybody else
Does what we do.
That's what we do.
Labor
Which
Day
is not much productive.
Memorial Day weekend. Big weekend. A lot of people
4-day weekend for me.
looking forward to having a little extra free time.
Not me.
But not me. Yeah, I still have to work Monday night, so there's that.
I leave Tuesday, and I'm not back until the 15th.
Yeah, well, I told you those gender reassignment surgeries take time.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
So you gotta make sure that you're doing the hormone therapy, okay?
All right. I'll be back. I'll be back as Darlene.
Darlene. Hopefully with a better rack than Tony. It's hard to compete. Hard to compete.
Yeah, that'll be
You'll
tough.
You'll try. But I wanted to mention, and I was talking about this before we started the show. I was driving in, and I saw I drove past the cemetery, and there was a father and his young daughter, maybe 10, 11 years old or so, and they were out putting American flags on the on the headstones of what I could only assume were the ones that indicated they were veterans. And I was grateful that people were volunteering to do this. Usually, it's kind of hard to find someone to do that, especially when the folks that run the cemeteries have so much time on their hands to get that done. But to see someone young like that taking an interest in doing that and following along with Dad to see that these men and women are honored in the way that they should be, it was very touching. I thought it was a really nice move. So when you're out in the pool or grilling that burger or dog or whatever it is you're doing Monday, working, excuse me, just take a moment to remember. And I see it all the time on Facebook every time this year. You see it 3 times a year. The meanings behind Memorial Day, Armed Forces Day, and Veterans Day, and it goes without saying that we have we've been in a country that has kind of came up from nothing pretty quickly.
Yes,
and a lot of that has to do with the men and women who
have sacrificed their lives,
put their lives on the line, and made this country what it was. So to those who came before us, we salute you, and we'll honor your memory as we enjoy a day off in your honor. And that's all the sappiness I've got, at least for this segment. We've got the Indians baseball game going on in the back of the big mention. The picture that they're bringing up, I have to now make a point of not watching the TV because I have never. Sidearm pitchers.
You don't like Sember?
It's like, I don't like any sidearm pitchers. I didn't like Quisenberry.
Well, he's a submarine pitcher.
This guy's almost pitching underarm. This guy comes all the way around from his ankles. I can't stand sidearm pitchers. There's something unnatural. It's like watching cousins fuck. I can't get there.
And you don't wonder on a sidearm pitcher why how they don't have more issues like elbow issues,
shoulder
issues.
They're like prime candidates for Tommy John.
Yeah, so you didn't like Joe Smith. You don't like Joe Smith.
I don't like sidearm pitchers at all. And it started when, like I said, I was growing up. The big sidearm pitcher was Dan Quisenberry with the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah.
Oh my God, watching him was just painful. I'm like, because like I said, you're watching this guy torque his elbow or torque his shoulder in ways that that joints aren't supposed to bend, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It's like watching contortionists do 69. Just stop. You're hurting yourself and you're making me watch. So I'd rather you didn't. But so now, okay.
He's got a good look. He gets it in there though, and
somehow they make it work. They find the zone.
Except for that pitch that just went right over Roberto.
There you go. But yeah, it works for him, but I can't watch it.
And you watch women's softball even at the collegiate level. How
I don't.
They don't have more.
I don't.
It's like with the way fast pitch softball is, you'd wonder how they don't have more rotator cuff issues.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, when you're talking about softball, women's softball at the collegiate level, where do they go from there?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no professional women's
rec
softball.
league.
So
not as far as the big one. We had the Akron Racers for a little while.
Yeah, and like Dylan said, rec league, but
that's about it. I mean,
you're not going to get as involved with a rec league as you're playing college. You're playing college ball.
That's the peak for some people.
Yeah.
You get in a bar league, it's like, okay, I'm going to throw a few balls around, hit a few dingers, and then go get fucked up.
Yeah.
Right, Dylan?
Right. Now let me pass on the question.
That's kind of like his bowling every Monday night. So throw a few balls around, get a few turkeys, and then get fucked up.
No turkeys.
No turkeys.
Let me pass on a question that our own John O'Donnell from Cinderblock Sports, 9 to 11 a.m. Saturday mornings here on the SKO Radio Network.
Good plug.
He called me on Wednesday night on my Sports Truck show,
Yep.
7 to 9 p.m. Wednesday nights here on the SKO Radio Network.
Oh.
Getting a little plug happy
Getting plug happy there.
He had posed a question to me Wednesday night, because there are a lot of women that are getting into assistant coaching roles.
Absolutely. We had the women's show last week. Sure.
And, how do you feel as far as, say a woman got hired as a head coach of an NBA team?
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel as far as that goes?
There would be an uproar. I don't care, but there would be an uproar. Watch it happen.
And I mentioned this when we did the show Saturday morning. It comes down to, a role in leadership.
Yeah.
That people will have a hard time following somebody that cannot do what they do at the level that they do it. And I likened it to when I said that, I do technical support. I've worked for people that can't find the on-off button on a fucking computer. And I'm like, and you're going to lead me. You're going to QA me on my technical support abilities. I'll tell you what. Why don't you tell me how to rebuild an Outlook profile? And I can tell by the dim look on your face you have no clue what I'm talking about. You have no business leading me. Okay?
Correct.
So, liken that to, we were actually talking about, women coaching football. Now, there's no problem with women coaching football. You can learn the plays, you can develop your strategy, you can learn and you can teach. But it's that inane ability to be able to say, I can do what you do. It's like if need be, I'm going to throw on the pads, I'm going to get out of the field with you, and we're going to do this together.
Right.
That does not happen in professional sports. It can't.
No.
Okay? Now, women play basketball, and women play basketball very well.
Oh, yes.
There are some women's basketball teams out there that could compete with men on certain levels.
Like UConn, for example.
UConn, Tennessee.
Yes. Because that was one of the things I threw at John when he called me Wednesday night. I thought
another one, but
one of the coaches I thought in women's college basketball I thought could have made a great NBA coach was Pat Summitt.
Pat Summitt could have coached a fucking football team.
Yeah.
She could have coached Donald Trump into being the best president ever. Let's not kid ourselves. She could coach her way out of a cardboard box. She was a phenomenal coach.
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed.
But again, it's that you're talking about people who are saying, can you will you throw on the shorts and get in my level? Can you play power forward on my team when we're down? Can you play on my level? Can you do what I do and be able to? Because then I can accept your coaching. I can accept you telling me what to do. If not, then
there's a lot,
sit down and shut up.
Because there's a lot of young coaches that have never played, for example.
Exactly.
They knew the game, but they can't play.
And those are the same coaches that are going to get walked on, Tyrone Lue.
Yep.
Every single time. They're going to come in here and say, okay, I'm in charge. They're going to come in, they're going to say, I'm in charge, and they're not. What I was laughing at is, okay, well, the tribe is not pitching anymore, so I could stare at the TV. Attack of the Midges.
Yeah, I remember that.
They're back right now.
Oh.
One of the phenomena here in Northeast Ohio is we have these annoying little bugs that are about the size of atoms. They're called midges, and I think they have another name, but I don't know. They're called midges.
Canadian soldiers.
Canadian soldiers is another name. That's right. And these things are ridiculously.
Oh God.
They only live for days. They hatch out of eggs. They grow fairly quick. When they grow to an adult, they live for a few days, lay eggs, and then they die.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just basically food for other bigger insects. It's the same way, I found a house, there's a big difference between a wild centipede and a house centipede. Because a house centipede has got real long tentacles in the front, got multiple legs. They're harmless. They don't bite. They don't do nothing. If you see one, let it go. It's not going to attack you. If you see one in white, it's going to crawl into where it's dark. And all they do is eat like fleas or ants that would get into your house. Leave them go, and that's what I did.
Right.
So I saw one crawl across my living room carpet, scampered out my kitchen, back down into my basement, and I'm like, I'm just going to leave it be. It's not going to bug me. It's not going to crawl up on the couch and crawl all over me.
What you did there bugged me.
But yeah, those midges, I remember that playoff game. Because who was pitching that day?
I can't remember who was pitching, but
it was the dude that got busted for using a fake name. Remember the Dominican fella? He got busted for using the fake name, and he ended up becoming...
The only thing I remember about that game is I was watching it with my son when he was very young. And
Fausto Carmona was his name, and then he got... Fausto Carmona was pitching that day, and...
I got my son to continuously talk about how God hates the Yankees.
Yeah.
Because it was the Yankees game, and we were fine with it because this is something that is normal apparently in Ohio.
Not New York.
No. Rats are fine, but these tiny little
rats the size of cats are fine.
There you go. So yeah, his mother was not too pleased with that, but I cared about this much. Want to take a moment here to acknowledge something that I kind of slipped through here when I was going off on my Memorial Day spiel. Anonymous, I know you're still listening. You called. I missed it. I apologize. If you want to call back, please do. Phone lines are still open. 234-251-10. We are working on your dildo sleeve order, or we have people working on it. So remember, interns. Remember, it does take 4 to 6 weeks for delivery.
We did promise them in 20 minutes, though.
No, that was
an hour
that
ago.
was Domino's.
Yeah.
But there was something else that we were. The big thing that came out of this week, and the Browns, not the Browns, the city of Cleveland is going to be hosting the NFL draft.
Yes.
In 2 years.
Yes.
And that is going to be a phenomenal thing.
Awesome.
Now, here's my take on it here. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. Any exposure to the region.
Right.
Okay?
Well, and it's going to be good for the city economy-wise. Same as the All-Star Game is. Same as, anything of that caliber is, the RNC, etc.
Right. What I would like to see come out of this, obviously, Cleveland and Cleveland businesses are going to rake in the dough because millions, plural, of people will be descending upon Northeast Ohio. Traffic is going to be fun. Downtown is going to be fun.
Hope you don't live or work downtown.
I'm grateful for the fact that I work from home instead of at my office downtown, because I tell you what, I would leave 3 hours early and I would get home 3 hours later. I promise you. But here's the thing. I want to see it. I want to see it benefit, Northeast Ohio on a regional level. I want to see people staying at hotels in Independence.
They will be.
Okay. I want to see people going down Pearl Road and going to restaurants in Strongsville. Okay. I want to see people coming here and checking out Lock 3. Okay. I want to see people going down to Canton and checking out the Hall of Fame. All right.
Oh, the Hall of Fame will get hit. Good.
Yeah, Hall of Fame will get business, and here's the thing: a lot of the celebrities though that'll get here, like when Hall of Fame's basically here, the company I work for does all the food service for it,
right?
Which is who pretty much got me all the hookups on doing everything last year because I wanted to go see Brian Urlacher get inducted,
right?
And a lot of them, generally when they come in for all the festivities and everything. A lot of them will generally stay in North Canton. They don't stay in Canton proper.
Right.
In North Canton by the airport type of thing. The nicer hotels. And
the microtels of the world.
And but
the home 2 suites.
Yeah. But and a lot of them will stay in, and all the people that'll come in for the draft will be, a lot of them will be put up and they'll stick because downtown Cleveland's got a lot of higher end culture like West 6, the East Bank of the Flats has been built up.
Mm-hmm.
And, they'll be going to they might be going to Michael Simon's place.
East 4th. Right. East 4th Street.
East 4th Street type of
huge.
thing.
Yep.
They'll go to higher end stuff as far as getting that further away, Strongsville-wise, might be a little far away for him to go.
What I'm talking about, the people, I'm not talking about, the red shirt, the first rounders and their families. We know they're staying at the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah.
We know that they're staying at the great big Hilton, the Hilton Tower, around the corner.
The other 2.5 million people that are coming to watch.
People that used to pack Radio City Music Hall that are making the 500-mile trek west. Yeah. These are the ones that I want to get their money. I want to get their money spread out. Okay.
Right.
Come to Northeast Ohio. Find someone. Come listen to our show. Listen to the SKO Radio. We will tell you the places you want to go to eat. We will tell you the places you want to go to hang out. We will tell you, you want to get good Northeast Ohio flavor, not just where's the nearest McDonald's?
Right.
I mean,
we'll send you to our millions of local breweries in the area.
Millions of local breweries. We have Fathead right on 71.
Got our Shea right down the road.
God. We have Diamond Deli downtown Akron. We have
plenty of places to go, people.
Lots of places to go. So don't think that Cleveland is just Cleveland. Well, another thing that I was thinking of is where are they going to hold this? Are they going to do it in the? It's
got to be like public square. You got to almost shut down public square.
The actual draft.
The actual draft.
Right. Yeah. You almost got to shut down public square and just run it a mile down the street.
Do you think they're just going to run it outside? Because I thought
that's what they did in Nashville.
I thought they ran it inside of Well, there were people outside, but inside.
Like the Firestone Arena.
No, it was ran down a street. They had a big stage set up at the end of the street, and seating and all that, and then just down the street for probably 2 miles, people.
So my thought of the convention center is probably like forget about that. However, if you get it, if that actually, there's like that's a stage setup by itself.
Yeah.
Somewhere, if you've seen the convention center downtown, it's set inside a hill that they built where the old convention center used to be, and it's a wonderful thing. People will just park themselves there at lunchtime. I couldn't carry my fat ass up that hill, but it's a self-made bleachers.
Right.
The only thing is that that general area it abuts like the county jail, not the county jail, the county courthouse, and the Federal Reserve. So you're not going to be able to block a whole lot of that off without pissing off a few governments.
Yeah.
But
because I would have thought they would have had it at the field house, the old Q, if they were to hold it anywhere indoors.
At the Gund.
Yeah, I almost called it the Gund.
They're not going to hold it indoors.
Well, it is. Well, okay, hang on a second. It is in April. Yeah, here I thought I heard it open. Go check. It is in April, and it is. This is Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, it could be snow.
So there's a very real possibility that that it could be snowing or freezing rain or some other weather inclination that is normal for Northeast Ohio at that time.
I mean, we've had opening days snowed out.
Yeah.
I thought I heard the door open too. There was. Oh, there is somebody here.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Is he here for the dildo sheets?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see.
But where did we leave off here? So that was the draft.
Yeah, so the draft. So they'll
have that's going to be
we got the All-Star game this year.
Yep.
So interesting thing, as I was mentioning before, a few months ago, a kind of a email Facebook thing came out that said, hey, if you want to volunteer to work at the All-Star game, All-Star weekend, go to this website and register.
Right.
And I figured, it's All-Star week. It's All-Star weekend. I'm probably not going to be doing much of anything else. And if I am, I could probably just take the time off. I registered. And I got an email that said, hey, we want you to come in and to come to one of these instructional meetings. Now, there's still other things that I have to go through before I'm actually, we're going to have you do this. But I have an opportunity to work at the All-Star game.
Perfect.
So I thought that was kind of cool. So I will keep
Perfect
you guys up to date.
instead of spending your, $1,200 a ticket.
Yeah.
Because
for the bleachers.
God. Yeah. I looked into getting tickets for it for my dad's birthday. Turned 50 this year, and I wanted to do something nice for him. And I'm like, All-Star game, that'll be perfect. Nah, I'm not spending $2,500 for that. Sorry.
Yeah.
When I turned 40, my dad took me to an Ohio State football game. Now it was kind of a bittersweet thing. It's like my dad and I used to go to Toledo Rockets games all the time. So going to a college football game with him was always something I looked forward to. I hate Ohio State. I make no bones about it. Now they were playing Indiana, so it wasn't like a big blowout game. It wasn't a big barn burner of a game. It was just Ohio State. It was just Indiana. So the one of the biggest problems that I had was I don't own any Ohio State gear. What am I going to wear? I'm sure as hell not going to wear anything Michigan. The only time I'm going to wear anything Michigan is the Michigan game where it makes sense.
Right.
So I had a red Lake County Captain shirt. I figure if I wear just something red, I can pseudo blend in. But it was a nice time. We had a good time. We enjoyed ourselves. And my dad is turning 75 this summer. And so I wanted to do something similar for him. I can't get him to come out here unless it's something, he's already got pre-planned. He's staying with friends or, he's seeing his brother or whatever the case may be. So I'm actually taking him to a Mud Hens game, which again was something we used to do all the time back when they played at Ned Skeldon.
Gonna go to Tony Pacos?
Here's the thing, when I started this diet last week, I actually said, holy crap, ballpark food.
Yeah.
I better look at what we've got here, because there's got to be something I can at least eat. My wife, who is big on the idea of eating hot dogs without the bun, I said, okay, I can do that at home, because we buy the hot dogs and just nuke them and dip them in mustard or whatever. You go to a ballpark, you eat a hot dog. Yes. Okay, you can't just pull a hot dog out of a bun. No. That's just sacrilege. Okay, you eat a hot dog or you don't eat a hot dog. Now, ballparks today are like fucking food courts. All right, so they do have a place that does Philly cheesesteak. So what my thought was, well, get a Philly cheesesteak and a fork, and I'll just eat the shit out of the Philly cheesesteak and not eat the bread, and I'm covered. I have a feeling my dad's going to be like, look, you get a cheat day every so often. Eat a damn dog. One thing is I will say this. I look forward to spending time with my dad. I look forward to being able to do this. We got really good seats right behind home plate. Be able to see everything. I took my wife out for her birthday. We went out to steak place, Texas Roadhouse.
Okay.
That's
how is that?
It's good.
See, I've never been there.
Really?
We went to. We've been going to Longhorn because that's in Strongsville.
Yeah, that's usually where I go.
They have consistently gotten things wrong.
Okay.
When we go there.
Yes, that one.
So we don't go there anymore. Mm-hmm. But she wanted steak for her birthday, so we went to Texas Roadhouse. It was very good. It's the last time I've had any bread. Anything bread.
Because they have that maple. What is it?
Those rolls.
The rolls,
yeah,
but then they got
butter rolls.
Cinnamon butter or something
and
like that.
The cinnamon butter.
Yep.
They put cinnamon in the butter. I was like, oh.
And
she's like, well, you're allowed. So I'm like, okay, I'm not allowed this. But I'm just starting out. I just downloaded this app, and now I'm really, it was like the next day is Saturday. I'm really gonna get into this diet. So there you go. But the caveat to what I'm saying here is that one of the things that has always been a staple of going to Toledo is Tony Pacos.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And Barry Bagels.
See, I've never been to Barry's.
Barry Bagels is an institution. It's well known in Toledo, but not outside. Everybody outside of Toledo knows about Tony Pacos thanks to Jamie Farr. Talks about it all the time.
Corporal Max Klinger, which is the show that got me to go in the Army.
Right, but Barry Bagels has been around for about as long as I've been alive, so didn't really talk much about it on the show.
Yeah,
there is one in Avon. They finally branched out. So if I didn't want to drive all the way to Toledo, I'd go to Avon. But again, bread. So my cheat day is going to be a weekend.
Well, it's like last Saturday when I went out. My ex-fiance came on Friday night to the show if this stayed over, and then took me out, and I said, okay, well, for taking me out and helping me do all this, we'll go eat my treat afterwards, because I owe you big for coming out and taking time out of your schedule from, taking a half a day from you. And we didn't go anywhere just because, time crunch.
Right.
But because she asked me where I wanted to go initially, we were going to go to Mike's out in Kent.
Right.
And because I wanted to do the Stewinator, which is a 4-pound hamburger.
Oh.
But the good thing is there's not a ton of bread on it just because the bun's so thin and skimpy. It's mostly all meat and toppings.
There you go.
And I
just fork it down.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Right.
You get a few fries with it and a pickle or whatever, but I could eat the entire thing because if you eat the entire thing, it's free.
There you go.
And I could. I'd be in a food coma for a few hours, but
I still have visions of Earl trying to choke down that sausage. The look on his face, like, why did I agree to do this?
Oh,
we're going to talk about more food here in just a minute. We're going to take our next break. You are listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here on the SKO Radio Network. Stick around. We will be right back.
Zach Meijer Show airs live Monday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. on the SKO Radio Network and Facebook Live. This is a political-free talk show that entertains as well as informs with fun, live, in-studio interviews. You'll meet amazing business owners and learn their unique stories. You'll tune in for Cleveland sports talk, tech talk, and indie wrestling. The Zach Meijer Show is the most fun you'll have on the radio or Facebook Live on a Monday night. You can also follow the show on social media at facebook.com/TZMS and on Twitter at Zach Meijer Show. So tune in Mondays from 8 to 10 right here on the SKO Radio Network. The ZM Insurance Group is Northeast Ohio's #1 choice for insurance solutions. They're proud to offer auto, life, home, pet, and business insurance, not to mention renter's insurance, RV, boat, and motorcycle insurance as well. They also offer insurance solutions for rental and commercial properties too. The ZM Insurance Group has been insuring amazing businesses and awesome families in Ohio since 2008. They make the insurance process easy and no appointments are necessary. You can follow the ZM Insurance Group on Twitter at ZM Insurance, on Facebook at ZM Insurance Group, and on Instagram at ZM Insurance. Call the ZM Insurance Group today at 330-777-0092. Once again, that's 330-777-0092.
Hello out there, this is Jack Bob, and you're listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here exclusively on the SKO Radio Network, and we still have 110% itchy balls.
Hi, I'm Seth Macfarlane, and if you like Family Guy, you're going to love my new movie, Ted. Mila Kunis is in it, and she's way hotter than Meg. Ted was originally an idea for an animated series that I came up with and shelved for a while. And when it came time to do my first movie, it seemed like the perfect premise.
I wish you could really talk to me. You're my best friend, John. I love you.
In large part because the technology had reached the point with Avatar, with Lord of the Rings, where you could create a character like Ted and have him seem very real and not have to use like a hand puppet or a marionette or something.
I'll take him away to dinner. You don't think she's going to be expecting something big, do you?
It's been 4 years, Johnny. You and me have been together for 27 years. Where's my ring? Huh? Where's my ring? What are all those fuzzy fingers? Where's my ring? Come on. Knock it off. I'm just saying.
The first live-action film from Family Guy creator Seth Macfarlane is Ted.
That's my bad. I was sending a tweet.
Macfarlane voices Ted.
Thomas, how are you?
Mark stars in Ted.
When I heard the concept of the movie, I said, you know what, this is not for me. But then my agent convinced me to read the script. And I loved it. And then I sat with him for an hour, and, we clicked right away.
Hey, Johnny, how about a beer, huh?
Ooh, couple Charles Bukowskis?
Couple Bruce Dostoevskis?
Maybe a Mike Brugaslowski?
Perhaps a Teddy Bruschi?
That's a good one. You can just tell, when somebody gets it, they know what they want and they know how to execute. Because I've been in a room with a lot of people that are just kind of trying to convince themselves that they know what they're going to do and how they're going to execute it. But you could tell pretty quickly with Seth that he knew what he was doing.
You know what? I think I too want a Martina Navratilowski.
Oh, no, that doesn't work. No, don't ruin it, no.
That totally works.
No.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't work. The name has to have a ski at the end of it, and you just put Brewski at the end of Martina Navratilova. So
I just thought we were saying funny names.
No, it has to have a ski at the end of it, otherwise where's the challenge?
It was one of those things where people either going to get it right away or 30 minutes and they're going to be like, is it supposed to be real? Do other people see him? But no, people go for the ride, It's awesome.
This place is a wreck. Who are these girls?
Oh, God, where are my manners? Laurie, this is Angelique, Heavenly, Shireen, and Sauvignon Blanc.
Seth not only calls the shots on Ted, he is the voice of Ted. Hollywood One-on-One shows you how Ted talks.
Hey, you're home early.
This place is a wreck. Who are these girls?
They're hookers, so it's fine.
What the hell is this?
Oh, my God, where are my manners? Laurie, this is Angelique, Heavenly, Shireen, and Sauvignon Blanc. I love you girls. Somewhere out there are 4 terrible fathers I wish I could thank for this great night. And it was a big thing for me when I was making this movie. I really wanted people to forget
early on that what they were looking at was a talking teddy bear. I wanted them to think of Ted as just another Boston guy, like Mark's character.
The four of us out to dinner, how long have we been saying we were going to do it? Laurie, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in forever.
I'm good. The company's having their 20th anniversary party next week, so that's something.
Company's turning 20. So you can bang it, but you can't get it drunk. Right? She gets it. She loves my humor.
She enjoys my humor. And I think that worked. The two special effects houses, Tippett and Elora, that generated the bear, just did some groundbreaking work as far as the realism of this character.
We are back. Welcome back to Some Kind of Radio Show. I am Aaron. He is Dylan. And that one over there is Tony.
Much of the time.
One more time.
I said much of the time.
Oh, you turn your hat around.
Yeah.
Threw me off.
What are event logs? What is this?
It's the logs of events.
It's like when you click stop after play.
Duh. The logs of events, you know.
I'm just trying to figure out if there was anything I really needed to know, and it wasn't, so I don't care. I don't care anymore. Anyway, Kermit the Frog here. I don't have any money. I can only say Kermit the Frog here. That's it. I start to try to do Seth Macfarlane type stuff. I'm done. Seth Macfarlane. We are saluting Seth Macfarlane tonight. Comic genius of our age. Family Guy. Orville,
the American
Dad. I'll tell you what. We were talking about Sing, the movie, earlier tonight, and he played the gangster Toad in that movie, and
the dude can sing. Let's throw this out here right now.
Phenomenal.
He is a crooner, man.
He is. He does a lot of
like Sinatra,
big band
kinda,
and jazz type stuff. But he did a rendition of My Way that still makes people tear up. It is a beautiful, beautiful rendition. It's almost
Seth Macfarlane you speak of?
Seth Macfarlane. As a matter of fact, it is here in the library. So it will be played on SKO Radio Network here from time to time. Good stuff. Good stuff. I might even throw it in the set list tomorrow night for the Halfcock Radio Show, just so we have some class to the set list. A lot of it's going to be new. We're going to play a couple of songs from the Rocket Man soundtrack, just so Dylan makes sure he listens in, because I know he loves that music. He loves Taron Egerton.
Like I said, I like it. It's just it's not what it should have been.
Now here's the thing: is Tiny Dancer on the soundtrack?
Yes. No, just don't. Like I said, there are very few times on the soundtrack where it actually sounds like a recorded track.
Okay.
Like I said, Don't Let the Sun Go Down was one of those. Take Me to the Pilot was one of those.
I think Tiny Dancer was one of those too.
You think Tiny Dancer was one of those?
I think it might have been.
Now, is the bitch is back?
No.
Sort of.
Okay.
Sort of.
No, you know what? There was a prelude.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a 30-second snippet leading into something else.
It's like a weird. I was justified. I was fine. Like, it was weird.
Because I know, like, the song that was number one on the day I was born was "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," the duet he did with Kiki D.
Yep.
And I would wonder, if him doing that and having somebody else play Kiki D.
Was that one on there? I think that was on there.
I think that was.
Okay.
I think that was another one that was studio.
Okay.
But like I said, you can. We do have a couple of them that are going into the library. Actually, they're already in, so they'll probably make rotation overnight. The movie is coming out next month. Is it the beginning of June?
I think it's the end of this month.
Because I saw Bohemian Rhapsody as a matinee. I went to before 6 o'clock because I'm a cheap ass. But
I actually waited until it was digital, so I could watch it.
Oh, I saw it 3 times.
We I loved it. Mike and I were supposed to go see that the day it opened and then review it, and then I got sick that week and it couldn't come out. So we ended up reviewing. We ended up doing. Actually, I think
was going to blame Mike. But.
I think he ended up doing the Queen weekend without me. I think I ended up having to punt on the entire show. But I remember, like I said, I got it on digital, and at least for Bohemian Rhapsody, the one scene that really kind of moved me the most was the Live Aid concert, because I remember watching that as a kid and just being mesmerized by that performance, and then to see that being remade like that.
And they did it so well, too.
They did it phenomenally. They did it absolutely phenomenally. I mean, everything top to bottom was just something special. That is actually one of the few movies, and probably the newest movie, that I actually do go back on and will watch again and again.
Yes.
Even though I've seen it a bunch of times, I could probably start reciting some of the dialogue. I just can't get. I did, that and Knight's Tale. Just movies that I'll just watch over and over again and not care.
Knight's Tale, Heath Ledger, right?
Heath Ledger, Paul Bettany.
I saw it once, but it was just
funny movie. So many pop culture references in a Victorian era show. It's really something special. What else do we have going on? We talked about the.
We were talking food as well.
We were talking food
because I was telling you I wanted to do that Stewinator challenge. It was $30 if you don't eat it all, but if you do eat it all, it's free, and I could kill it.
I know that Earl and Alex had wanted. We're talking about doing the
ice cream challenge.
The ice cream challenge. Earl wanted me to get in on that.
That's what I'll be doing with them.
And boy, I would love to. But
talk about sugar carbs.
I'll tell you what. If I do that ice cream challenge, I'm not eating for a week. I will have made up my carbs for a week on that ice cream challenge.
And we told him he better bring some lactate or something with how dairy intolerant he isn't.
I wanted to mention to at least one member of management, I forgot to mention this in the group, I now have a membership to Costco.
Okay.
And it wasn't, for SKO that I did that, but someone had mentioned that if you're going to be doing a specialized diet like this, you want a warehouse membership because you're going to be getting a lot of ingredients. You're not going to be buying food anymore. You're going to be buying ingredients.
Yes.
Because you're going to be preparing a lot more and not relying so much
on a lot of chicken, a lot of meat type of stuff, and you can get good bulk packs. And Costco actually has really good meat for being a warehouse club.
Exactly.
The best out of the three.
So we walked around
Boston Heights?
Early Strongsville.
Okay.
Remember, I'm out on
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that they had one out there.
Yeah.
Because I used to go to the one in Mayfield when I worked in Beechwood.
It's tucked away. It's hidden.
Is it off of like Howe Road, like down
Howe and 82?
Okay.
Where Howe ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife and I walked around there, and she spent a lot of time. She spends a lot of time in the pharmaceutical aisles. She has a lot of health things. It's
understandable.
Not like she spends a lot of time in pharmaceuticals. Look, drugs.
Yeah.
She ended up getting this giant. I mean, when I'm holding my hands about 6 to 8 inches apart, this giant ass thing of lactate. We're set. We could eat cheese by the block now, and I'm not going to clear out a room.
Because like
one of Earl's big complaints when I come into the show is that I'll eat like pizza or something or burritos beforehand. I used to pound down the burritos and the tacos, and then I would just light the studio up. Like, I'm sure that one of the reasons Pat was pissed off at me as much as he was is he come in the next morning and it would smell like ass.
Well, and so you can get that size of a bottle of Beano for you too.
There you go.
Now the thing I used to like when I had my membership is I take a multivitamin in the morning.
Right.
I can go to Wally World, Meijer, whatever, and get a 100-count bottle for $8. 100 days for me, it's 3 months. I can get double or about a 250-count bottle for the same price there.
They had 300 count bottles of multivitamins.
Could I take a one-a-day men's?
Yep.
I like the one-a-day men's health.
And it was a really reasonable price.
Maybe I'll go tomorrow because I know the ones in Boston Heights right off the Turnpike exit.
So, the reasoning was, for dietary, but now, I'm sure there's going to be reasons. Hey, Aaron, can you make a Costco run?
Because, I have, when I had mine up there, at the time I didn't have any plastic in my wallet. This is go back 15 years. If you use American Express, you get a little bit of a discount.
Right.
Which I have an American Express. So I can, use it. That's Costco preferred card.
Actually, I think that's Sam's because Costco, the only card that you can use is credit.
Yeah.
Is Visa. Everything else you have to use is debit.
Okay.
One thing I did see where was they had this big 16-pack or 24-pack of the Propel waters that I drink for like $11. I was like, ooh. Small problem. It was a variety pack.
Okay, you want just one?
I want just the grape. The problem was it was like variety. It was flavors that I don't even like imbibe, like watermelon.
Yeah.
And kiwi, strawberry, or something just like that.
That's like one of the drivers I work with. He has Crohn's disease. One of the good things for him to drink is Gatorade.
Right.
Well, the problem is you can get Gatorade or Powerade, one of the two. We carry Punch, Blue, Orange as far as Powerade goes.
Right.
And then we carry like the Frost. The flavor of Gatorade was that the Frost Cool that you're drinking. We carry Orange, Punch, and Lemon Lime Gatorade. But he could have them free. If he wrote them up that he was drinking them, problem is he wants grape, so he goes out and buys them.
There you go.
And I'm like, why not just find a flavor that we carry that you like and get them for free?
Well, here's the thing. I can get behind that because I'm very picky about the flavors that I like.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I've been told that I have to get used to or learn to at least tolerate is avocado.
I do like avocado.
I am not a big avocado fan, and I will not. I don't care how much avocado you give me. I'm not going to eat guacamole. One, it's a texture thing.
Yeah.
Two, I've changed enough diapers in my lifetime to know that this is not something that looks like I want to put in my mouth.
No.
But I made a pork chop salad the other night. We grilled up some pork chops. I cut it up into small pieces. I added it to a salad with cheese and bacon bits and a lot of stuff. It's very low carb, very easy. And my wife cut up a half an avocado and just I spooned it in there. And when you mix it in with enough stuff, you really can't taste. It kind of gets lost in the flavor of everything else. So I figure, okay, there's my thing. I'll just mix it in with other things and let it get lost. So I've had opportunities to try to diet before and lose weight and things like that. And I got to tell you, I've only been doing this for a week. And a lot of the things that I've been complaining about, my back, my hips, my headaches, things like that, they're gone. I'm not feeling the aches and pains as much anymore. And they're getting less and less all the time. So I know that this is doing something right. So my sister, who has been doing keto for like almost 2 years now, and really kind of been the person I'm going to be leaning on for this, told me that there's kind of an anti-inflammatory feel to the way that the diet is because a lot of the foods that it takes away have a tendency to inflame joints, like the carbs and the starches and things like that. And so when you eliminate those, those start to, kind of right themselves. Sure. So I actually have been. I've noticed it doesn't take me as long to get up out of a chair as it did before. So the purpose of this was I decided to do this because as I'm getting to the age that I'm getting and I'm having so many of these problems, I'm like I got to do something.
Right.
I got to do something. I'm going to be dead I'm going to be a dead 50-year-old. And there's just a little bit too much that I want to do. And so, it's kind of shit or get off the pot time. And I decided to get off the pot. And it's working great. So that's me on a soapbox here.
No more pot for Aaron.
No more. Well, no more pot. But if you have any dope, marijuana, or weed, I'll take that. There was we took the daughter to the library today, and they had this coloring table, a table that they just cover with paper, and then you let kids color on it.
Right.
They had just changed the paper because the paper used to be, "What is your favorite farm animal?"
Mm-hmm.
They changed it, and they wrote on there, "What is your favorite garden vegetable?" And I called my wife over and I said, "I will give $50 cash to the first child who, unprovoked, just out of his own accord, draws a cannabis leaf." I want to see that because, let's face it, it is in fact a garden vegetable.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
There you
it's
go.
Edible.
And plenty of vitamins and minerals.
Yes, indeed.
There you go. See, they're
Vitamin T.
eating Frosties on the TV now. Yeah. Frosties are another thing. I can't, and that's the thing. I've sit here. I used to be a big thing on fast food. I'm like, I have to. The last week when I was here on Saturday, between shows, I got 2 half-pound Arby's sandwiches. I just picked the meat off of them. I got my protein in. Oh, did I get my protein in? But I'm sitting here just eating, just fingering roast beef. That has been my go-to snack. It is. Yes, I've been fingering roast beef.
You said it.
He's doing the finger banging thing over here. That has been my go-to snack pretty much all week.
Now, here's
deli meat.
Here would be the thing that you could have if they still sold it. KFC sold those double down sandwiches that use chicken patties as buns.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably eat those.
I could if they did it with a grilled chicken instead of a breaded chicken, because I did the math. There are a lot of fast food places that actually do this for you. If you go to their websites, go to the nutrition section.
Yeah.
You can go and you can pick apart ingredient by ingredient, like custom make foods, and find out what the nutritional value is. It's a beautiful thing. That's how I found out about what the nutritional value is for my Chipotle salad. I could go to Taco Bell. I could take the tortilla off
because they got the power bowls, and that there are no carbs.
I could take the tortilla. I could take a bean burrito. I could replace the beans with beef. I could take the tortilla off, and they are 3 carbs each. I could take a chicken burrito, take just as it is, and take the tortilla off, and those are also like 2 to 3 carbs. Just take the thing off, scoop it into a bowl, and eat it like that. Here's the problem, though. It's like you have to get a couple of them because the amount of stuff that when you open up the burrito, you look at it, it's like,
there's not much in there.
Holy crap, how did this look so big when it was folded? It's all the tortilla, But you can go to these websites and you could see this stuff. Chick-fil-A did not have that. Here's what Chick-fil-A did. They told you the nutritional value of a sandwich, and then at the bottom of the page told you the nutritional value of the bun and the butter on the bun. Okay, so spreadsheet Aaron, I just did the math and found out that there's 11 grams of carb. There's 11 grams of carbs in just the chicken patty because it's breaded. If it was grilled,
and you're kind of screwed if you ever want to eat Raising Cane's because it's all chicken tenders.
5 grams per carbs per tender.
Wow.
Per tender. And nothing else even comes close. Here's the problem with I love Cane's. Oh my God, I love Cane's. You know why? The toast.
Yeah.
Yes. I can live off of that. Well, I could. I did. It's half the problem. I used to bring Cane's in here all the time.
Well, here's the thing.
Toast.
I had it when they opened up in North Canton. I was impressed. I don't like their sauce, though.
It's good, not great.
I don't even use the sauce.
Because if I, on the rare time I eat a chicken tender, I want ranch to dip it in, not something else. Which, if you go to Cane's, you get ketchup, you got their sauce, that's it.
Bring your own ranch.
Yeah, well, I just happen to be there and not have a dressing bottle with me.
Damn it!
But I
got a plan.
But I had it. I had it once in North Canton. I thought it was above average, above expectation. I had it the one in Kent. The tenders were soggy, the fries were soggy. The Texas toast was. It's just like everything was like soggy, and I brought it back up there, and the lady's like, "Well, what's wrong?" And I said, "Well, the tenders aren't crispy." The fries are bland or salty. It doesn't taste like they were salted. This Texas toast is bread, not even toast. And there's more dressing in your coleslaw here than there is cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady's just like, okay, well, we'll remake it. And she remade it. And it was
the same thing.
It was just as bad.
Yep.
So I walked up there and said, you know what, screw this. I want my money back. I'm going across the street to the gas station, and I'd be better off just buying an egg salad sandwich across the street.
You know, that happened.
And they got really offended.
That does happen sometimes because when Swenson's opened in North Olmsted, they had a hard time with quality control because, I mean, we're used to North Akron or Fair Lawn or the
Stowe or something.
You know, the North, or even it's either Independence or Middleburg.
Seven Hills.
Seven Hills. Thank you. Even that one is to quality standards. The one in North Olmsted opened up and it was awful. I mean, just awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have sworn that the Galley Boy sauce was mayo chup.
Yeah, and I like Swenson's. I am just so burnt out because that's all the options we had here for years.
Right.
A&W is good if you can get to Ken or Ravenna, get a burger, get a root beer there. But I loved it when Sonic opened up because their menus are so vast.
Yep. We just lost our Sonic.
You did?
Yeah, the Sonic in Brunswick, they closed it down.
Oh.
They're turning it into a KFC. Another one. Brunswick's going to have 2 KFCs.
Why?
And no Sonic.
And no Sonic. I'm not on the planning committee. I couldn't tell you, but I'll tell you what. Let's take a break and we're going to talk more food and more other stuff here. You are listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here on the SKO Radio Network. Stick around. We're going to be back as soon as we figure out... Have you ever listened to the great shows that we have here on the SKO Radio Network and thought to yourself, you know, I bet I could do that? Well, now's your chance. Whether it's a talk show like the Half-Cocked Radio Show, the Zach Meijer Show, or some kind of radio show, or even a music highlight show like Throwback Thursdays or Oldies But Goodies, you now have the chance to be a part of our ever-expanding lineup. All you have to do is send a mic test in MP3 or WAV format to office@skoradio.com. That address again is office@skoradio.com. So step on up to the microphone and let's see if you have what it takes to work and have fun alongside the craziest crew on the internet here at the SKO Radio Network. The ZM Insurance Group is Northeast Ohio's #1 choice for insurance solutions. They're proud to offer auto, life, home, pet, and business insurance, not to mention renter's insurance, RV, boat, and motorcycle insurance as well. They also offer insurance solutions for rental and commercial properties too. The ZM Insurance Group has been insuring amazing businesses and awesome families in Ohio since 2008. They make the insurance process easy and no appointments are necessary. You can follow the ZM Insurance Group on Twitter @ZM Insurance, on Facebook at ZM Insurance Group, and on Instagram @ZM Insurance. Call the ZM Insurance Group today at 330-777-0092. Once again, that's 330-777-0092. In a world where men are men, sheep are scared, and feelings get hurt on a regular basis, one man must rise above them all, and the other man shows up with all the cool tech gear. Saturdays, 7 to 10 Eastern. They'll go too far. They'll say too much. It's Mike and Aaron back again with the Half-Cocked Radio Show on the SKO Radio Network.
Well, hello there, this is Hilljack Bob, and you're listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here exclusively on the SKO Radio Network, and we still have 110% itchy balls.
No, it's not a drunk tat.
Seth, do you have any tattoos?
I have a very detailed depiction of the Battle of Hastings on my inner thigh.
Just grab your thunder, buddy, and say these magic words. You thunder, you can, Mike, you can't get me.
Why are you afraid to swear?
Because this is...
Did get me where I am tonight. All right, you're doing good, buddy. You're doing good. You're very likable so far. Keep it up. Do not look at the lady in the front row with the big knockers, all right? Just focus on the monologue. You'll be fine. Oh, you're doing the voices, you draggle-tailed goddess now.
Bleeping is very happy.
Yes, I'm trying to save the mother... Oh, who does your bleeping?
Yes, Brian, would you like some Cool Whip? Well, why are you saying it like that? What am I saying? I'm saying Cool Whip. Oh, you're saying Cool Whip. Yes, I'm saying Cool Whip. You're putting a lot of emphasis on the H. Cool Whip. I'm saying Cool Whip. Say cool. Cool. Say whip. Whip.
I'm curious, who will you be mistaken for?
I think I'll be mistaken for Chris Rock, if anybody.
What would Stewie say about you hosting?
Who the hell do you think you are?
If you don't let the girl go, I will track you down. I will find you, and I will kill you. Take the look of that. Fox News, A Million Ways to Die in the West is the most sexist, racist film in a decade. 2 thumbs way up. And they said, be prepared for the power of his charisma. Like, be prepared for, it's overwhelming. And they introduced me to him and said, Mr. President, this is Seth Macfarlane. He does a show called Family Guy. And Clinton says, oh yeah, I haven't ever seen the show, but I heard about it. It's good. It's a good show from what I hear. I'll tell you what I love is that Grey's Anatomy. My hand to God.
That's what he said to you? Grey's Anatomy.
And I just responded, I am overwhelmed right now.
They get up
every joke that we told, it's like, hey, Donald Trump, I don't remember what the hell the joke was. When he has sex, he closes his eyes and imagines himself jerking off. And I look over, and that joke, and I look over, and Trump's just basically like, it's like, kind of like, all right, I'll give him that one. Yeah. So not the same guy.
Brian.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What? Very respectful. Why would you object to having sex with Meg?
Because Jillian is hot and Meg looks like a complete dumpster fire.
What is your age?
1.
Wouldn't that...
Sorry, 1 3/4.
Wouldn't that technically make you prepubescent?
My friend, I have had boners that will knock your socks off. It is an absolute...
This is very exciting. Standing here live on A&E with close to a billion people watching something else.
When you go into practicing with these two 90-year-olds, is there anything they told you that you remember, like, that was helpful?
They claimed they were still having sex. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
Quagmire, we share an interest. We're both pilots.
Yes, sir. Are you a pilot as well?
I am as well.
Oh, what do you fly?
Single-engine land.
Holy smokes and a vagina. Look, I f*** all comers. I'm like the old-timey boxing version of a guy who likes sex, F***ing all comers right here. My penis versus whoever.
And you're also, I understand, a big champion of gay rights.
Yep.
Not for any personal reasons.
No. Look, listen,
you're not a gay man.
I like a good-ass fuck as much as the next guy, but I'm not gay. That makes me gay? Come on. The 21st century. Said yes, but he reminded me that we had done a gag on Family Guy where he was playing.
You didn't remember that?
I had forgotten, and then
Wow.
and it was...
It's only Liam Neeson.
I know.
It's not like Joe
Which is his
Schmo.
middle name, but that's what the F stands for. I don't win a ton of awards, so this is going to look great next to my soccer participation trophy from 1988. The word genius gets thrown around a lot, which is good because otherwise I probably wouldn't be getting this. Free copies. I haven't gotten one, and look at this. This is me being completely serious. I'm not even joking.
Now, are you going to sit down tonight and watch it?
I've seen it 100 times. So
I know.
The last thing I want to do is watch it.
I know.
So
I was going to say.
I want to put it on the shelf, next to The Vow and see how neat and...
Whatever happened to the brake bump that I used to do? I used to have a bumper recorded here. You're coming back to, welcome back to the Some Kind of Radio Show. The phone lines are still open.
I don't know, Earl. What happened to it?
Yeah, Earl, get on top of that. Find that. We need to put that back in.
Yeah, Earl.
Because just
it's okay. It'll be in Scores 5.
Just that music, and it's like it's a cue for us. Oh, wait, we got to put our headphones back on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're doing a radio show. Here we are.
We are
on a radio show.
Watching baseball.
We're watching baseball. Wait a minute. I still have this in here. Hang on a second. I'm going to play some cards.
Okay.
Where is it?
Play some cards. Well, the phone lines are still open, 234-200-5110, if you'd like to join the program, all of you.
I thought you would appreciate this.
Who's got the ballpark? The best is all right here. Who's got the fans? There's so much Cleveland pride. Who's talking baseball? Talking Tribe.
Talk too much about Tribe. Just know that we got the game going on. So.
Okay, I got the question of the hour I want to ask you too. I was thinking about it when I walked outside. You heard what's coming back out for a limited release. Now, Dylan's a little bit younger than you and I, Aaron. New Coke is making a temporary return. Okay. I don't know why they said it's coming back for a little while.
Why?
There's like something having to do with the 80s coming back, but
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. That's right.
Because of Stranger Things. Stranger Things is all the rage because it's apparently a good show. I've not seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
Oh my God!
What the hell was
Jack
that?
Sparrow's pitching next.
I'm telling you. I looked at this guy and I was waiting for him to go, "Oi!" And Lindor's like, "What time is it? Somebody tell me what time it is." Yeah. Hey, seriously,
is it time for me to steal?
Do I need to steal this base? Okay. Here, let me grab my dick. Hang on.
Jordan, are you hitting a home run or am I stealing the base?
Seriously,
what are we doing?
Yeah. We're doing color commentary for a baseball game. No one but us.
One out, so it's not a hit and run.
Terry Francona, he's standing there telling Francisco Lindor what time it is.
Eat your bubblegum, Terry.
He says it is 10:07 here in Progressive Field, and Jordan Luplow up to bat. Alvarado sets and Lolo.
So we renamed the basketball arena. Well, stupid fucking name.
Yeah.
Seriously, that was dumb.
Talk about a shameless self-promotion when it comes to
I talked about this on the other show. And
so Rocket Mortgage is a product of Quicken Loans.
Yeah.
Why not
just keep the name?
Quicken Loans Arena, presented by Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse or Rocket Mortgage.
Perfect. There's two schools of thought. First school, and I don't know if you and I talked about this, Tony, but the problem that I have with this is that the Indians went to Progressive and said, "Hey, give us a boatload of money.
We'll give you naming rights to our stadium,
and we'll slap your logo all over the stadium."
Sure.
Cleveland Browns, First Energy, same thing.
Right.
Sure, that's cool.
The Cavs, which are owned by Dan Gilbert, went to Quicken Loans, which is owned by Dan Gilbert, and did nothing. No money traded hands. It was just simply I'm slapping my own name on it. I don't care.
Yep. Because I own the team, so I
can imagine that their company's lining up with the disposable cash to say I want my logo.
We could have named it the SKO Radio Network Fieldhouse.
Yep. Absolutely.
Could have.
Because we
have the money laying around.
We do have the money laying around.
Yeah, we could have built our own arena, but it just would take too much time.
Yeah.
So we're going to take Dan Gilbert's.
We're going to take
then we're going to pay LeBron to come back and make movies.
Yeah. Well, see, here's my school of thought, because when he came out, he didn't initially, he just basically had his Quicken Loans company. But the big product he's trying to push, which for him makes sense because it's like, just like a self-serve kiosk at a fast food restaurant now. Mm-hmm. He's eliminating people off his payroll because instead of having to talk to somebody to refinance your house, you do everything on your device, phone, tablet, computer. They've got a processor getting everything together for your loan, and that's it. So he's got fewer people.
Like a commercial for Rocket Mortgage here.
Well, I was in the business of refinancing houses a few years. So the company I work for is now under, but you would actually have to physically talk to me. I would come out and see you. I had to be on payroll. I had to be paid a base, a commission. We had loan processors that were paid a base, plus they got a bonus for a closed loan, yada yada. He's eliminating people out of the whole process. Mm-hmm. I interviewed with him a year into where I was working at because he had an office in Richfield.
Okay.
And when I went in there and I found out that, okay, I might be able to make a little bit better money, but once I make the initial contact with the customer, I have no control of things from the initial contact to make sure the loan closes.
Right.
I just couldn't do business that way.
Okay.
I want to make sure that I'm there every step of the way with the customer, including sitting down and watching them sign the documents.
Right.
Because then I can guarantee I know the loan closed and I'm going to get paid on it.
There you go.
So he's trying to do everything through here. Okay, upload all your documents to me. Here's what I can do. And that's his big product now. You don't even go online and apply for a loan with Quicken anymore. Everything is done. You got to download his app and do everything through that way to do a refinance. That's it, or to buy a house.
Okay.
So that's the reason why he's pushing that product now. Not only is every one of his commercials about that now. Hell, I'm at the gas station today pumping gas. What commercial comes on over the gas station pumping the TV?
Yep.
Sure enough.
The other thing that I was mentioning that I wanted to mention here is the Strongsville High School.
The Mustangs.
They play their football games on Serpentini Field in Pat Catan Stadium. Now, when I drove by, I've only been living out in Medina County for about 5 years. Okay, when I first moved out there, it was just Pat Catan Stadium, but apparently Strongsville needed just a little extra cash.
They called Big Ol' Bob.
So they sold the naming rights to the field, not the stadium, the field. They're still getting Pat Catan money, which I'm not sure where that's
not
coming
good
from
anymore.
I'm not sure where that's coming from. They may rename it Michael's, but still.
Yeah.
But you have Pat Catan Stadium and Serpentini Field. So let's turn this around. Let's have the live from Rocket Mortgage Court in Quicken Loans Arena. Because when I saw that, the first thing I'm thinking of is I'm going to sit in the Market District bleachers watching a game on the Serpentini Field, and I parked in the Goldie's Deli parking lot.
Yeah.
And my ticket was taken in the Ollie's Bargain Outlet ticket booth.
Yeah.
I just said the naming rights for everything. If you're going to pick it apart like that.
Your Road's sponsored by Geico. 15
Yeah.
minutes could save you 15% or more.
Pearl Road brought to you by Geico.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, naming rights are a big thing, and it's just advertising budget for all these.
Kenmore Boulevard brought to you by High Point.
Yeah.
It's just as good, trust me.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the big thing with the whole naming everything is like, they sell the name to it. Look at Akron Youth Football Stadium. Infocition Stadium, Suma Field. Because
Whoops!
Yes.
So that's what happens when you don't know how to play baseball. We call that an error in the game.
Errors count too.
And the bases are still loaded with 2 outs.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. We are on radio and we're reacting to a baseball game.
That's okay. You'll get over it.
Yeah.
You'll get over it. The Indians are winning. We're happy.
It's a rarity these days. We kiss the ugly sister sometimes.
Oh, man. He just...
Whoops, he gaffed that one.
Yeah, you're not Omar, buddy.
You're not Omar.
Use your glove.
It's like I look on my tablet to keep updated on the base score.
There's only one Omar, and sometimes he's not even Omar.
Right.
But yeah, that's the whole naming thing. Like Akron Youth Stadium was already budgeted and built, and then they decided to raise more money, and now they need to raise even more money because they got to do a lot of repairs on it because the design and the build of it, there was some flaws with it. They're now noticing.
Right. Well, I look at Akron U and I see just a hemorrhaging of cash. I mean, they're having a hard time keeping. They're cutting programs left and right. They're cutting faculty left and right. At what point does it become, Akron High School, for God's sake?
Well, and here's the thing is like Dr. Proenza a few years ago left. He was president of the university.
Yep. Thank you, because I never knew how to pronounce that name.
Dr. Luis Proenza. And because he had been president for quite a long time. Then he leaves. They pay him a year's salary, let him go on a year's sabbatical.
Yep.
Then he stayed on a salary as a professor. He's not going to teach classes.
Right.
And then so they get this one clown. He comes in for a year, signs for a little while. Then he resigns because Akron U's just so in such financial trouble.
I think we referred to it earlier as a dumpster fire.
Yeah, pretty much. And and I'm there a few times a week with my day job.
Right.
Some of the stuff that they spend money on. I mean, they rebuilt Sioux Hall, but they had money from LeBron James. because it is now the LeBron James Family Foundation College of Education.
Right.
So that's where they got money. Now, what they are planning on doing is if you go to the university and you walk down the center walkway, which used to be, which would be like Bookdale Common, coming off, you got Owen Hall, Colby Hall, Lee Hall, Zook, Ayer, Krause Hall, Whitby Hall. All those buildings are planned on to be redone.
They need it.
Yeah, they badly need it.
They need it.
Because like when they did the facelift years and years ago, where they closed off and they stopped Carroll Street to build the new student union, whereas we used to have the student center with the what used to call it the Upchuckery. You know, I liked the old Chuckery because they had a McDonald's, they had a pizza place I could go in at 7 a.m. and drink a beer, and a little sandwich shop and all that. And now, because they took down Memorial Hall and they took down Carroll Hall.
Okay.
Although if you're walking around campus, though, and you look at the signs, there's still signs up to point you to Memorial and Carroll Hall, even though they don't stand anymore. And they still got the field house, the natatorium, the student rec and wellness center and whatnot. But there's all this stuff that they're doing. How they've got the money to do it is beyond me.
Right.
And it's just like
LeBron James.
Well, yeah, at least for Zook, yes. When Zook was closed for a year, now it's open. It's beautiful.
You got to figure they're plugging somebody for money.
They have to be getting.
Got to be.
I mean, they're going to rename every one of those buildings as a college.
At some point, do they just rename it LeBron James University?
I mean,
I promise to you for
how
college.
many pitches has this guy thrown into the dirt?
Enough.
A lot of them.
Enough to not be Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, he just walked in a run by throwing it. It's like the 5th pitch I've seen him throw into the dirt.
A run's a run.
Yeah. And I think all 4 of the 3 of them were ball 4. That's how he's got the bases loaded. Anyway,
Carlos Santana's high-fiving everyone like he just hit a home run.
Well, he did spend some time out on the field, so he needs to get some love.
Yeah.
You know, I'm marveling at Lindor's hair.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's like a little bit blonde, a little bit green.
It's perfect. Well, it was green at the start of the season, so you know.
He needs to redo his roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just do it all green again.
Do it all green. I think that was a Shamrock thing he was trying to go on.
Yeah.
Going with a good God, St. Patrick's Day theme.
Yeah, a couple months late, but hey, better late than never.
Yeah, but you know, you just don't want to. You're doing those kind of theme things. You don't want to.
Well, no, it was green in March.
You dye your head You dye your hair every 6 weeks. Eventually, you're going to look like me. So you know.
Is that what it's from? All the hair dye.
You know, to be completely honest, I got tired of trying to find someone that would cut my hair the way I wanted to cut. There was a certain way I wanted to look. I went to professional barbers. I went to shit barbers. I went to Lady Jane's, for God's sake. And I was like, you know what?
They do me good there.
Aside from you kind of brushing your boobies up against me while you're massaging my scalp, which I enjoy as much as the next guy.
They actually give good haircuts there. I mean, if you find the right one.
Yeah, that's the problem.
If you find the right one, and I've got a couple of them that I've actually asked, hey, can I have your card? I'm coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, I've been going to the same barber, mind you, for about 10 years.
He missed a spot on your face.
Yeah. But and which is kind of.
I swear, every time I look at you, I want to ask for a damn barn.
Yeah. And I had asked my boss when I had to start trimming my beard, and he was like, "I'll let you know," but and he was just like, "Keep it combed and keep it neat." I have no problem with it.
I've gotten to a point where it's like I just kind of let it grow out. The problem with mine is on the sides here, it kind of bushes out instead of down. So I had to trim this down so I didn't look like friggin' gray-ass Santa Claus.
Yeah, when I went and got my hair cut, he trimmed down my sideburns and then he blended it into my beard.
Right.
So he does well with that. And then he'll also, if I go in there like on a Thursday when I would normally need to go home and shave my mustache and around here and what we at work refer to as our neck beard.
Right.
What would go?
Oh God, I can't stand neck beard.
Well,
why is that a thing? Why is neck beard a thing?
Well,
I mean, this is itchy enough as it is. When this gets too much, I'm on the phone doing this. Now, my phone setup at home is this. I'm not kidding. I have it set up to my laptop where I have my microphone plugged in.
Gotcha.
And my headphones plugged into my microphone. So I'm literally on the air when I'm on the phone. It's great. I love it. It's a great hands-free setup, but I'm always doing this. I'm scratching my neck like I got fucking fleas. It's driving me out of my mind. I can't imagine how anybody can do neck beard.
Well, like I'll just let mine grow out, and then come spring, I could trim this down because they'll let us have neck beard over winter because they know we work outside a lot and it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
But then come spring, I trim it. Well, my barber also will give me a straight razor cut while I'm there,
Okay.
like the old-fashioned hot lather.
If I could find somebody to give me a straight razor cut, I'd love that.
So
I had one. The last time I went to the Lady Jane's. The stylist I had, she quit. She got married. She went on to a better life, whatever the case may be. But she was like the only one at the entire salon that would do straight razor, and she would straight razor my head. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, they make this thing now. I got to see if I can find it. It looks like an electric razor. It has a little kind of like a grab ball on the end of it, and it's an electric razor, and it just the blades never need sharpening, and the head on the blades rotates like this, so you can constantly keep your head shaven.
Right.
And I want to find something like that because I had a good razor, a good electric razor to cut my because I used to keep my head bald over summer.
Right.
And but I just can't find nothing like that.
Now I stopped going full on bald because I can't see the back of my own head, and quite honestly, I keep it trimmed down, and my wife will help me out because I could get to this part here with the clippers. I can get to the top and the sides, and I could kind of feel around when I'm doing the back, but I never do it right because she's like, here, I need to clean you up, and so I just kind of let her go at it. I never go full bald anymore because, like I said, I can't see the back of my own head. Apparently, there was one time I did it myself, and I left myself a nice little stripe going all the way up the back of my head. Now, it would have been great if it was centered.
Yeah.
It would have been perfect. But it was like off to the side and went in one direction. It was like truly, it just looked foobar.
Well, this ad that I saw for the razor on Instagram has got how like a Norelco's got the 3 circular.
Yeah.
It's got those, but it's in a 5 pattern. There's 2, 1, and 2.
Yeah.
And you just see the guy constantly going over his head like this, and he's just boom, 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 and he goes over it twice. And I mean, it is smooth, it's shiny, and then as the blades cut your hair, they sharpen.
Right.
So that way,
Dylan's feeling left out here because he
got full head of hair. Well,
yeah.
And it's just
you got shaved down for boot camp though, didn't you? So yeah.
I've
But
been
still,
there.
that was somebody else doing it,
Right.
With the industrial strength.
Yeah.
Big dude named Maurice.
Yeah,
Big dude named Maurice.
That's the fun part. It's like you always see you watch the guys that go into boot camp. They're coming in with the long, scruffy
crying
hair
about it,
everything.
dude.
And
I had a rat tail, which was obviously popular early '90s, and it went down to almost my waist. But I let my recruiter cut it off before I left.
Oh, they would
he
have
said
done with that.
He was like, they would have just cut it off and thrown it in the trash.
Yeah, here you can keep it.
Here, and my recruiter had kept it for a while, and then they retired and pitched it. But he was just like, let me cut this off the day before you leave. When I go to pick you up to go to MEPS, I'm going to bring my scissors with me. We're cutting it off. And then a couple of years after I had left to go in, and I had already been discharged by then, he had retired, and
they threw it away.
They pitched it, but he was just like, they'd keep a collection for a while and then once you're...
They kept a collection of... Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if you had anything like...
That borderline's on the creepy. You know that, right?
Well, it was just... Because there were, rat tails were popular back in the 90s.
but still.
Yeah, he's just
They
like...
keep a collection of rat tails from your recruits.
Yeah.
That's kind of Silence of the Lambs shit right there.
Here's one thing that doesn't break down after you die.
Right, but...
It takes a long time to...
I don't... Still...
And it was just, so Sergeant King's like... you will have it, and then, once you get discharged and everything, then...
Yeah, here's the thing. Okay, so how do we know which one's yours? Did you just keep them in a shoebox?
No, they were Ziploc bagged and ID'd.
Okay.
So
give it back to you and glue it back on the back of your head.
Yeah. I eventually grew another one back in when I got discharged.
Well, yeah, you just spent a number of years in the service. You got bigger balls than that. We're just going to staple it back on.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the story about the Marine who retired to become a substitute teacher in the inner city? Yeah. So, I just set up the joke, right? Retired.
Yeah.
Goes to being a substitute teacher in inner city. These kids, you'll love it. These kids are, it's kind of unruly. So he's sizing them up and everything. Window blow, he opens the window, his tie starts flapping around, right? So he grabs his tie, puts it down, staples it to his chest. Kids don't bother him the rest of the year.
Well, of course.
That was the entirety of the story. It wasn't so much a joke as it was,
Staples a tie to his chest.
Stapled a tie to his chest. I can't make you laugh. Should I tell you some dad jokes?
Sure.
I should tell you some dad jokes.
Some dad jokes, all right.
I'm telling you, well, here's I follow Cat's Deli on Facebook.
Okay.
That's a mistake.
What's like your little shirt? You see Mickey Mouse on there. You heard Mickey got rid of Minnie, didn't you?
Because she was
fucking goofy.
Yeah. You got to tell the jokes that I haven't heard.
And you know the one thing in being serious is because you never see pictures of Goofy walking Pluto. Goofy's supposed to be a cow, not a dog.
I didn't know that.
Is that why he's always hanging around with that cow, the one that's always making the moo-uffins?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay,
Goofy was always supposed to be. Goofy was supposed to be a cow, not a dog, but it's just the way it was drawn.
Yeah.
Was a dog. And then I saw some picture on Facebook. It said Mickey Mouse with his mouse ears gone, like he was wearing a hat, and it just showed him with like regular ears underneath.
With a comb over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one. All right. Well, seeing as that you and I don't have the same, we have different audiences, I could tell the dad jokes here and then tell them again tomorrow night.
Perfect.
When I was young, I wanted to play the guitar really badly. After years of hard work, practice, and determination, I can play the guitar really badly. This joke belongs on Scores.
Okay.
A sperm donor, a carpenter, and Julius Caesar walked into a bar. He came, he saw, he conquered. All the comic books I bought from the store are missing the last page. I have to draw my own conclusions.
It's bad.
This had to... Oh, yeah, this was written today. Okay. Will Trump resign? No. But Theresa May? Too soon? Too soon?
Theresa May is making her own Brexit.
Yeah, she's Brexiting real quick.
Man.
Why do they tell you to wear underpants in the Ukraine?
I don't know.
Because Chernobyl fall out. Theresa May is stepping down on June 7th. As a result, the last week of May is the first week of June. Can't get rid of you fast enough. You can tell these are English, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey guys, anyone else with social anxiety want to meet up tomorrow? Oh, wait, shit, I can't. I'm too busy. Maybe another time. I'm so sorry. I went to the doctors and said, I've got a thing. I'm sorry. I went to the doctors and said, have you got anything for wind? He said, yeah, a kite. What has four wheels and flies? Garbage truck.
There it was.
The last one before the break. I hate it when people say age is only a number. Obviously, it's a word. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break here. You're listening to...
We may not be back.
I may not be back. You are listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here on the SKO Radio Network. Stick around. We'll be right back. ZM Insurance Group is Northeast Ohio's #1 choice for insurance solutions. They're proud to offer auto, life, home, pet, and business insurance, not to mention renter's insurance, RV, boat, and
and motorcycle insurance as well. They also offer insurance solutions for rental and commercial properties too. The ZM Insurance Group has been insuring amazing businesses and awesome families in Ohio since 2008. They make the insurance process easy and no appointments are necessary. You can follow the ZM Insurance Group on Twitter at ZM Insurance, on Facebook at ZM Insurance Group, and on Instagram at ZM Insurance. Call the ZM Insurance Group today at 330-777-0092. Once again, that's 330-777-0092. Being a small business owner can be the challenge of a lifetime. To worry about every little aspect of growing your business is no easy task. Paramount to these is reaching and growing your customer base. That's where we here at the SKO Radio Network can help. With an ever-broadening local, national, and international audience, we can come up with an advertising plan that's right for you and your reach. Easy and affordable rates are available. You can bring your own ad, or we can produce your ad for you right here in-house. Give us a call at 234-706-5857. That number again is 234-706-5857. Or drop us a line at office@skoradio.com. SKO Radio Advertising. The only thing easier is listening.
Hello there, this is Jack Bob, and you're listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here exclusively on the SKO Radio Network, and we still have 110% itchy balls.
Put this in perspective here. Being called a genius in Hollywood is kind of like being called thin at Disneyland. This is not a bar that is all that high.
But I feel very proud of the fact that I can understand you. Not everybody can.
Well, pride is a sin, my friend. What's your question?
I'll do Liam Neeson's comment from the EPK because I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know why his name is Clinch. He's nice. He originates from Ireland, so his real name was probably Trevor McBraid.
I find myself to get sort of a linguistic erection at times. Really. Just the idea of words and what they can do and what you can do with words and what words can do to each other.
Over almost 20 years of being successful in having a McFarlane verse and over 20-something Emmys for Family Guy, what are some of your
how many Emmys?
23, actually. 20.
Let's go with that. Yeah.
Brilliant decision to put Liam Neeson in this comedy, Seth. Wow.
Oh, thanks.
How did you pitch him on joining the cast?
How did I pitch him on Interesting Grammar, Maggie?
Seth slept with him.
Yeah. It's all true. Yes. Everything you've heard is
Yep.
true. That one thing is true, and it is spectacular. If Stewie and Ted met, what would they say to each other?
Why do you get to say the F word and we don't?
Because we're a movie.
And you are an atheist?
I am, yeah.
And what do you think of the fact that it seems to be a movement that's gaining credibility as of late?
I think it's about fucking time. I want to thank the people at Fox who years ago took a chance on a quirky little animated show about a bumbling dad and his family, which I saw and then created Family Guy. Let's also not forget that I'm being declared a genius on the network that airs Duck Dynasty. This is a show whose cast members believe hurricanes are caused by gay marriage. And I want to thank the broadcast critics for everything. You've given me all that great criticism over the years, and now this trophy. You guys are like a remorseful, abusive dad.
You've said on occasion that you love God because he's so deliciously evil.
Oh, he's a bastard. Really, he's a wicked bastard. The things he does, let me tell you, read the Old Testament?
Yes.
Good Lord, there's some f***ed up shit in there.
Every joke that we told, it's like, hey, Donald Trump, he I don't remember what the hell the joke was. When he has sex, he closes his eyes and imagines himself jerking off. And I look over, and that joke and I look over and Trump's basically like,
It's like, kind of like, all right, I'll give him that one.
Yeah.
For a script for Family Guy, someone needs
You like that I literally just took the opportunity to check my texts?
Is that what it was? Did you really?
Like, I'm literally doing a fucking interview, and
You did that
what
thing
an asshole.
where well, no, it's habit. You can't just do the one thing.
No,
that you
it's
need to
I'm
do.
there. It's only going to take a second.
Yeah. As soon as you pick up the phone, you're like, well, I could do those other things.
Yeah.
Just as good. Yeah.
You seem like a guy who'd be fine with it, right?
I don't care.
It's fine.
This is going to be a big Christmas toy this year. You can buy the bear. You can buy Ted. But my favorite thing is I noticed there's this tag on it, rated R.
Right.
It's I just love a child cuddling up to a rated R teddy bear.
And then it just says you.
Yeah.
Doing comics for a local paper. I was 10 years old, getting a letter from a priest. Wait a second. Hang on.
A lot of beautiful women here tonight. A lot of beautiful women. And for those of you who gave themselves the flu 2 weeks ago to get there, paid off. This is the story of a man fighting to get back his woman who's been subjected to unthinkable violence, or as Chris Brown and Rihanna call it, a date movie. And how great was Jessica Chastain in Zero Dark 30? Playing a woman who spends almost 12 years tracking Osama bin Laden. 12 years. The film was a triumph and also a celebration of every woman's innate ability to never, ever let anything go. How about Ben Affleck, Argo? First time I saw him with all that dark facial hair, I thought, my God, the Kardashians have finally made the jump to film. At age 9, Wavenjane Wallace is the youngest Best Actress nominee ever. To give you an idea just how young she is, it'll be 16 years before she's too old for Clooney. Of our next two presenters, at least one is honest about being a former exotic dancer.
We are back on the some kind of radio show. I apologize. I'm a little bit starstruck. I have not been watching WWE for years. I stopped. I think the last WrestleMania I watched was when Undertaker lost.
Wow.
To Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it's been like 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I have not actively watched. So we cracked it. The ball game is over. Tribe won. Yay us. What are we watching? It's obviously War Games. What is this?
NXT.
An NXT pay-per-view.
Takeover Brooklyn.
And we were discussing over the break. Professional wrestling, and I can't remember how the conversation started, but we were talking about how the WWE is kind of falling flat on its face, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that they don't have anybody to compete with, and with the new promotion coming out. And I preface this by saying that we started talking about how TNA and NXT, TNA or Impact or whatever it was called, really never got off the ground enough to compete with Vince McMahon. And
TNA did great until Hogan and Bischoff came in.
Yeah.
That's the issue that they had.
When they were when they were AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and Low Key and
the six-sided ring.
The even Shark Boy.
Yeah.
Shark Boy was fun to watch. Okay. But when you got the WWE rejects, guys that couldn't get in or were
too old
to stay in or whatever, that was one thing.
You get Booker T and all that.
I'm sitting here looking at Eric Young, who obviously is no longer with TNA because he's sitting here in a WWE ring. And I'm sorry, this is not your father's Eric Young. This guy looks like he's jacked. He's got
crazy.
He's got the Canadian beard. Good for him. I remember the Canadian Mafia. That was my favorite part of TNA, the Canadian Mafia, which was Petey Williams. That's where I got Petey Williams from. Petey Williams, Eric Young,
Eric,
Rude,
Bobby Roode, yep.
Who's now in WWE. Glorious.
Yep, he's in WWE now as a Rick Rude ripoff.
Yeah,
ravishing Rick Rude.
So,
one of the initial Click.
And we were talking because Dylan here had mentioned that he got mail, by the way, but that his concern. You were saying that you were concerned that AEC, the new promotion that's going to be launching here very shortly, has the capacity to turn into another TNA because they're doing a lot of things that TNA did.
Right. I mean, you figure, AEW's got, some good young talent, but a lot of,
Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega. That's the one I was thinking of from Ring of Honor. He has been
on fire.
Vince has been salivating to try to get him.
Yeah.
In no uncertain terms, and I think Kenny just did not want to be another jobber because you look at young talent that comes into WWE and they get jobbed.
He wouldn't have been. He would have come in with the same amount of fanfare as AJ Styles did.
AJ took a while to get to form because they started throwing him together with the faux pas Bullet Club with
and I wish they would have taken off with that. I wish it would have
gotten bigger.
I wish they would have taken off with that and let it be, okay, so here's a story that started in Japan.
Right.
But you've got 3 of the core guys.
Yeah.
You've got 4 of the core guys now with Finn Balor.
Yeah, because
make
Gallows,
something happen.
Because it was Gallows, Anderson, Styles, and Finn Balor, right?
Make something happen.
Wasn't when Cody part of that when he was over there in Japan?
Yeah, Cody was part of it after AJ left.
Right. And you've got Cody, but Cody's going to be more of a mouthpiece than he is going to be a wrestler.
Don't get me wrong, phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't understand how.
But the best roads.
Yeah.
By far.
Now,
that's including his daddy. His daddy was just too big.
His dad was he just threw his weight around.
Smart man.
Very smart. I mean, he was the one who was running the show. If you ever watched those, I watched those TBS 8 to 10, 8:05.
Yeah.
To 10:05. The shows that were in front of 2 rows of bleachers, and a TV set, a podium off to the side. World Championship Wrestling.
Yep.
He was the producer for those. He listed it as his real name, Virgil Runnels. And when I saw that, I was like, "Holy wow, that's something spectacular there." A smart man, just not physically, it's not so much physically capable. It just threw his weight around.
Before his death, he had a huge hand in this.
Oh yeah.
In NXT,
yeah,
he had a huge hand in
bringing a developmental,
getting these guys.
Getting these younger guys,
getting these guys, getting them worked, and getting them to figure out where their place was, and to get comfortable, to be the best them they can be.
Because now look at the longevity of Dustin Runnels, Gold Dust.
That's the thing. He's been in and out, but I don't think he's. Aside from
he's getting too old, obviously, to be doing a lot of what he's doing now.
Well, shit. Tomorrow night he's fighting Cody.
Oh,
and here's the thing.
And Double or Nothing.
And here's the thing. He's been Gold Dust the whole time. He's never really developed himself. He took this gimmick that Vince gave him,
and he ran with it. And he ran with it so well.
Yes.
A Hall of Fame career, hopefully.
He will.
But
hopefully.
Leaps and bounds, Cody is definitely a far better performer than
and the thing that honked Cody off, the reason why he left was because Vince wanted him to, Stardust. Cody did great with the character.
That was fun for a minute, but he didn't want to do that long term.
No,
absolutely not.
I wish they would have done like a split personality thing. That would have been great.
Right.
Like Mick Foley.
You know what I enjoyed most about Cody? This was phenomenal. I watched every second of this. His feud with Steve Amell. That was priceless. And the fun part is that they're almost best friends in real life. I mean, they help each other out in each other's charities and everything else.
Cody's been on Arrow.
They've done Make-A-Wish appearances together. It's beautiful. But you get them in front of a camera and they're like, "I cannot kill you fast enough. I want you dead before I walk in the room." I mean, they just have such chemistry. They play off each other so well. I mean, in the ring and on Arrow, it's beautiful. So, but Cody's going to be more of a mouthpiece than anything else. Jericho, I really hope, is going to be more than a mouthpiece than anything else. We were talking at the break that Jericho, his
he can still
today.
Well, he can still put a match on.
Yeah, he can still move.
He
around.
can still go, but he's
not a ring general anymore. He's not a ring leader anymore.
In the WWE though,
he put on a 5-star match last year. with Kenny Omega.
Okay. Well, Kenny
An
Omega.
hour long.
Kenny Omega can make one of us look good.
An hour long classic. And Jericho had his spots too. There's no knocking Chris Jericho.
I don't knock Chris Jericho at all. Chris Jericho had a phenomenal career. This guy should be in the Hall of Fame 2 minutes after he retires.
His last run.
The problem is he retired a lot.
His last run in WWE was the best. The list and making a catchphrase out of it. You can't
partnering with his fellow Canadian Kevin Owens.
Yeah, you can't. But you look at him. He's almost 50.
Yep.
He's a great singer too.
Shawn Michaels retired at 44.
Right.
That's probably where Jericho should have done it about 4 years ago. It's just Shawn Michaels knew when it was time, and he was gone.
I'll tell you one record that probably Jericho holds in the WWE: the most comebacks.
Yes.
Because he would come back for a while, he'd be on for months, then he would disappear. Then say 6 months later, they bring him back, and it's just
that's the thing. Jericho, he didn't want wrestling to be his primary career anymore. When Fozzy took off, making records and touring, that's what he wanted to do because that music was his passion. Wrestling was something he was good at, and he loved doing it. Don't get me wrong, but when the album was done and they pressed it and they started going on tour, hey, write me out, and Vince would write him out.
Yep. Kind of gave him his chance to one off. Okay, I'm gonna pay you X amount to wrestle for me for a while, then go out and do tour. The same way Lesnar always had the freedom if he was able to go and do a one-off UFC match.
What was more impressive to me in Jericho's last run is he would, he'd get an early segment on Raw, so done by 9 o'clock, shower off, get on a plane, and go to a show.
Go do a show.
And go do a show at 10:30 or 11 o'clock.
Right.
That's impressive to me. The night of All In, he wasn't scheduled to show up, showed up, pretty much attacked Kenny Omega, left, got on a plane straight from the arena, and flew to Kentucky for a show. Did the show in the makeup that he was wearing for the wrestling show.
Yeah, and to have that kind of energy at his age to do that is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I barely have enough energy to do this show. I'm sitting here sucking coffee like it's oxygen. But yeah, that's the thing. I'm looking forward to at least, and they got AEC got a pretty good TV deal.
Yeah. To be on TNT is big. But again, a lot of parallels to WCW.
Yep.
Well, a lot of parallels to WCW. The reason I brought that up is I'm sitting here thinking, I can't even tell you where Impact is anymore. It's on some obscure channel that's on 5 systems.
Not Spike.
Nope.
No.
Well,
not Spike, not Outdoor, not Pop, not...
Right.
Impact gets there, they run through one contract, and the network says, no.
Yeah. No, we don't want you back. Because I remember when they made a big stink when WWE went to, when it was TNN, the national network, and then they changed their name to Spike.
Yep.
Spike's still around, aren't they?
Yes.
But then they went back to USA, and they've been with USA for pretty much forever. Yeah. And then, now isn't SmackDown on USA right now as well?
Yeah, it's going to Fox.
It's going to Fox, which
in
will be good.
October. Yeah. It's going to be live on Fridays.
So
it's going back to being Friday Night SmackDown. I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
I like this. I didn't like the consecutive day bit.
No.
I know that the shows were taped on. These shows used to be taped on Tuesday and then aired on Friday. Before they went live with SmackDown. But then, what's this guy? This guy looks like he's holding his arm like it's in a cast.
Oh, Twin Cages.
What? Oh, he brought a weapon. All right, the weapons. What's he got? He's got a billy club. I'm just going to beat people with a billy club. The sports entertainment, ladies and gentlemen.
It's perfect.
Anyway. Yeah, those are the authors of pain.
There you go. But as far as in-ring stuff, I think back to, I think in this generation, one of your best in-ring performers would have to be Hunter Helmsley. for my money.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a guy that can make anybody look good or look bad at his moment's notice. I was a big Undertaker fan, but Undertaker is one of those guys that's just menacing.
Yeah.
He's just mean and will intimidate you, but not a big mover. And especially now he's still doing it. He's past 50.
Yeah, he shouldn't be.
Well, he does it once a year. He's been doing it once a year for 10 years now?
Yeah. Something like that.
And, he's a draw. But the problem with that is that you are taking that spot away from someone who should be, who's hungry enough, like the Johnny Garganos, like the not Petey Williams. I lost the name again. Eric Young.
Yeah.
This is what happens when old age gets you. These are the guys that, the Samoa Joes, the AJ, the AJ.
Well, AJ's even 40,
but he's still in great shape.
He's in phenomenal shape.
The phenomenal one.
The phenomenal one, yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah. But you look, you get up there and it's just, Kane obviously is governor or is mayor of
mayor of the city he lives in. Actually, it's a funny thing. He's mayor of a county.
Mayor, they have one mayor in the county.
That's funny to me that he's the mayor of a county. You've never seen mayor of a county.
Did you see the spoof video that he's up there talking about being mayor, and somebody comes by and starts criticizing him, and so he goes and reaches underneath his podium, puts on his cane mask, and choke slams him through a table.
That had to have been set up.
That was hilarious. Yeah, it was a setup thing, but it was great. He's up there talking about what it's like being mayor. Mm-hmm. Because I remember a few years ago when it was either Raw or SmackDown was in Cleveland, and they interviewed Kane on the radio, and you hear him talking, and the guy's super bright.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is very smart.
For a guy that played Isaac Yankem DDS.
Yeah.
You listen to him, and he's been on Fox Business News, Fox News Business.
Yep.
Yeah, he's on with JBL all the time.
JBL's another one.
Yeah. Yeah, they go from the Acolyte Protection Agency to John Bradshaw Layfield.
Yeah.
There's another one who is smart as a whip. I'm really heavily into politics, and I can't remember his name. Dolph Ziggler. I tell you what.
He's funny.
I'll tell you what. Something about being from Cleveland has got to be something here, because Dolph Ziggler and Mike Miz are both phenomenal people. I mean, outside the ring, outside the performance, they are just stand-up guys.
And I've watched an episode or two of Miz and Mrs.
It's the only reality show I'll watch.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's actually not bad.
It
helps he's from Cleveland, but
I had there was when I was growing up, there was a indie promotion in Northwest Ohio and Southern Michigan, and it's just this little promotion, and I happened to run into one of the guys at the grocery store. He went in full on character. I mean, he went full on heel, and it took me a minute to realize, okay, he's just in character. He's not being an asshole on purpose, because I thought, I'm a fan. I'm just trying to say hello and. And stuff, and you're being a dick. No, he's not being a dick. His character's being a dick. And I wasn't being, there's being starstruck, and they're saying, oh, hey, that's that guy. Hey, how you doing? Love your stuff. I learned at a very early age not to be starstruck. There's going to be guys that you idolize, and you try to contain the I met one of my favorite authors at the time at a book signing. And I'm sitting here like shaking as I'm giving him the book to sign. And I'm like, is everything all right? I'm like, you don't understand. I've been wanting to meet you for a while.
For a long time.
The funny part was, fast forward maybe 10 years, he comes into the store and I fix his phone for him. And I was like, actually I was working with somebody else at the same table. Somebody else was working on his phone. And I start talking to him about, his books and everything else like that. And when he left, the person I was working with is like, who was that? And I pulled him up. And I Googled him, and I pulled up his page, and was like, oh, my God. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's one thing, because these guys are getting nailed by starstruck people all the time. You be cool with them, and that's the thing. It's like, I was just saying that, Dolph and Miz are really good stand-up guys. As long as you're not a complete ass, shoving stuff in their face, you have an opportunity to really have to really have a conversation with him. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I met, I had a chance after we went to a pay-per-view in 2002. Big Show was like totally nice to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Cena does what he does. When I met Batista at the IX Center in 2006 at an autograph session, you could tell he didn't want to be there meeting people. But he was just doing it because he was doing what he was told.
Right.
And the two people I got told were the nicest to ever come across outside of the wrestling business is Triple H and Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
Because Stephanie will take so much time if she needs to.
Right.
Stephanie is a complete 360.
Yeah.
From what
the
you
bitch
see.
she is on TV.
Absolutely. And I think it's a lot of, I think what it happens to be, and I can't speak on, I've never actually interacted with Stephanie. I don't see it a lot of her. But, they do a whole lot of charity work.
Oh, yeah.
A ton of charity work. And that washes off on you. That actually does kind of bring you around to being a more humble person. And that's a lot of what, why John Cena is the way he is. I mean, I don't think I've seen anybody do as much charity work as John
He's
Cena.
got like the record for Make-A-Wishes.
Oh, he's made more wishes than anybody.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, but see, here's the fun part. Seth Rollins is closing in on him. He's doing a lot. People are wanting to meet him now too. So
And
that's pretty
it's
cool.
2 wishes for everyone because the moms are getting their wishes granted
Oh,
too.
yes, they are. I think Jason Momoa is going to be closing in on that too.
Yeah. I don't know about after he cut off the beard, though.
Yeah. That you guys.
I know a lot of women that were hot for him, and they're like, "You better grow that beard back in."
Now we know what you really look like. Can you just wear a fake beard for a while?
Right.
We're going to take another break here. Come back and give our final thoughts. You're listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here on the SKO Radio Network. Stick around. We'll be back shortly. Hi there. Aaron K-Back here from the Half-Cocked Radio Show. But I'm also the program director here at the SKO Radio Network. Part of what that entails is spearheading the new music, new attitude movement here at the station by providing not only the best new music that I can find, but also some of the best from the 70s and beyond. I think you're going to like what you hear because a lot of thought and hard work went into building this library for you, our faithful listeners. But it doesn't stop there. If there's anything you think should be added to the SKO library, drop me a line on my Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/AaronTheVoice, no spaces, and let me know what you'd like to hear. Welcome to the new SKO Radio Network. New music, new attitude.
Hello there, this is Hilljack Bob, and you're listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here exclusively on the SKO Radio Network, and we still have 110% itchy balls.
Would you rather have dinner and then sex with Megan Fox's body with Leonard Nimoy's head on it, or re-roof an entire condo complex by yourself? Oh, wow, if you're that tired, Peter, maybe you should have some coffee. Never heard of Red Bull? It's an energy drink. An alliance blessed by God and hallowed by the community. That's why I'll never opt for the matrimonial condition. It wouldn't be fair to the historical framework of the institution.
Well, anyway, he told me not to tell anybody, but I'm having a real hard time not telling Lois. You know how Lois has that dad?
Yeah.
Well, we were there the other night for dinner, and I caught him cheating with some bimbo. Look, I'm sorry. I'm exhausted, all right? I didn't get any sleep because Brian and the neighbor's dog kept me up all night. Boxers or briefs? Red Bull? What the hell is Red Bull?
Well, I tried to make a career out there in Hollywood, but I just didn't realize how tough acting is. I wish I'd known that then. You see, life after Halloween 4 wasn't exactly smooth sailing. Once I stepped out from behind that mask, Hollywood gave me the cold shoulder. Thank you, Mrs. Huxtable. So, if you guys are a family, why are none of you the same shade of black? There's one tennis ball out there that's even cooler because I peed on it. Buried it years ago. I just can't remember where. I'd give anything to find it, though. I remember the exact day. January 31st, 1999. There you are. Hey, listen, I got something really cool I want you to see. What is it? This. I found it in the yard. Yeah, but don't tell the other dogs in the neighborhood. They'll be jealous. Well, then I don't know what else to do. You'll just have to roll the dice and hope a kidney comes through soon. Well, I suppose stranger things have happened in medicine. I once tried to clone a chicken. The result wound up being a man-sized chicken that was incredibly hostile and ended up escaping from the lab. Well, according to these results, Brian is a match.
Brian, I don't know anymore. You know what? I guess not. All right. Okay, listen up. Everybody, get back in your individual time machines. Very carefully. Nobody touch anything. No Harry Potter novels. Don't step on a bug. Don't give earlier use investment advice. Just go back to where you came from and stay there.
Babs, I need you. Cheating on you was the worst mistake of my life. I kneel before you, a frightened soul and a broken man. A man who has nothing without you. Give me one more chance, and I pledge to place above you nothing, not even myself, for all my time here. Snubbed by the Langley conservatives after all I've done for them. I mean, I'm the guy who suggested a separate drink fridge. There are 2 fridges there now, Francine. One that's just for drinks. Ah, Abe Lincoln, the first Republican, pure and perfect.
My cheeses from Lyon just arrived. See, I've organized them from mildest to boldest. And in this direction, from youngest, bonjour mon petit camembert, to most mature, Saint Royal de Martineau. I am honored, sir. Now, I've bound these small leather journals so we can record our impressions as we go.
We are back with some kind of radio show. You are I'm now watch what I'm going to have to
tomorrow. You're going to have to
tomorrow. I'm going to have something in front of me that says Half Cock Radio Show.
Focus.
Yeah.
Focus,
people.
Focus.
So we were talking about WWE and AEC and talked about pro wrestling here, and we're watching Crown Jewel. When was this?
November.
This was back in November. We were watching 4 very aged wrestlers.
Combined age of probably 210 years, yes. 220 years.
Probably provide combined fat content not to match. Oh, they're all just gonna. Oh, they're gonna do the. Do you remember back in the day when they would do the pat down? Mm-hmm. And they'd stand in the middle of the ring and give them instructions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like it was a legitimate match. Mm-hmm. Before we said, hey, you know what? This is glorified stunt work, but we're enjoying it.
Right.
You know, I think when someone finally said, look. Yes, we know who's going to win at the end. Yes, we know. We've practiced these moves and we've choreographed this.
But can't practice falling through a ladder.
But
or a table.
But they probably have, because it's one of those things where you have to know what is going to happen if you're going to do that. Okay.
But you can't fake it. I'm sure as shit can't fake it.
I'm sure that Shane McMahon has practiced falling through tables enough to know what that feels like before he decided, hey, I want you to push me off the top of the Jumbotron.
Well, and they've got the crash pads there too.
Oh yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
But you're sitting here watching 4 completely aged wrestlers
try to put on a decent match,
show,
and the guy who had just been retired for 8 years puts on the best show.
Absolutely. And as I was saying, the thing for me was when somebody explained to it, it's like, when you watch your favorite TV program, it's scripted. They know how it's going to end.
Right.
And they've been practicing. It's the same thing. It is a TV show that is being performed by very charismatic, very intelligent, very hardworking stuntmen.
They're actors.
They're actors, but
they're actors who do their own stunts.
Exactly.
And for someone like Triple H or Kane, who's put in 20 some odd years into their character.
When you see them talking to each other in the ring, they are not talking shit to each other. They are actually planning out like the first 5 moves of the match. That is great. I love that. If you've ever been in the front row, if you've ever seen them mic'd up, or you've been to one of the indie shows where you could hear them talking, they actually are like, okay, here's what we're going to do, here's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this to you. And they're pointing at each other like they're talking trash, and they're not. And Kane, your wig's about to come off there. Yeah. He's got this bald patch like right behind his ear, like, yeah, well, we all know it's a wig, but have fun with it. And that's the thing. We know it's these people.
Your hair didn't magically grow out.
Yeah. We know that you're not hitting each other. We know that you're not kicking each other. We know that Triple H just didn't put a thumb in your eye for real. But it's fun, okay? Because what these guys do is that aside from the very elementary stuff that they're doing in the beginning of the match and stuff, when you get to the middle, when you get to the meat of the match, when they're really kind of performing, that's the entertainment value to it.
Right.
Maybe not so much, the going through tables and lighting tables on fire and the barbed wire, the bags of nails, the thumbtacks,
which doesn't happen that much anymore. I mean, especially not here.
Not in the PG-13 era that we're in.
Not even PG-13.
You're going to get that more at house shows than you're going to see on whatever ends up on TV. The indie shows do that ridiculously.
Yeah.
The barbed wire baseball bat, shit like that.
Oh yeah. Well, you almost have to, because that standard's been put out so ridiculously that, I mean, if you just go and you put on a normal match, you're not going to get noticed.
No. But but you have to do something spectacular, and that's where these guys have practiced all week. They've practiced all month. That they've got certain moves down. This is what I want you to do. This is what I'm going to have you do. So on and so forth. And it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch them put together because, again, it's choreographed.
Right.
And it's the same as if you're going to watch a dance. Yeah. You're going to watch like the ballet or some other, big production where they've practiced. And you enjoy that art. It's that kind of art. So, and it's the subtle things like this, the slow tag, the staring at, it's
oh shit, that's the guy that retired me look.
Yeah. It's the subtle nuances. It's like, okay, well, this is where that entertainment value gets in, because we've told a story behind it, and now we're telling a story, and now this is kind of the culmination of telling that story.
Right.
That's why it's like, for the longest time there was always that instead of the network, you had the bumper that would play about half an hour before pay-per-view that would just like recap the storylines over and over again. He's going to crotch chop now. Well, we all know that's going to happen. Boom! There you go. And you have and they would months and months, and it culminates into
how Red Undertaker is after not even taking a move.
Right. Well, again, as I mentioned, it's like he's in his 50s, and he does this one. He comes out once a year. He is not in shape. I think that's why he's kind of favoring the singlet and the pants, because people want to see him perform, but he doesn't really have the kind of physique that people want to look at. I mean, look at Shawn Michaels. He's not even
Shawn's in better shape than he was. I mean, at the end of his career,
he was in better shape at the end of his career. He was in better shape 8 years ago than he was now. This is Shawn Michaels. I've been on the ranch, tipping cows for a few years in San Antonio. Than anything else. I mean, at least Hunter still gets in the gym every so often because, well, I'm on TV every week. I've got to look good. Besides, I've got to justify my wife's incredible boob job. So there's that. So again, I mean, I have not watched it for a few years because, as I mentioned, the quality of the product without any sort of competition, you see the same, old faces over and over and over again. And, you mentioned the Supercard coming up next week, where they're bringing back Goldberg and they're bringing back Lesnar and they're bringing back all sorts of people. Yeah. If Ric Flair gets in a ring again,
well, he just got out of the hospital.
I know. That's why I said if he gets back in a ring again, I'm just absolutely going to lose my shit.
And he would.
He
60,
would.
70?
He would, and he will. Well, he does, because I think he's still behind with the IRS. But that's the problem. He would. And he would.
And Hogan would.
Good Lord. If you've seen him lately, it's just one of those bodies.
It's like, bad.
Yeah. Body
by Brewski.
Body by Brewski. Yeah. This is what happens when you stop working out. The man tits do sag. and not in a very appropriate way.
Yeah. Well, Triple H is right one sagging because he just tore his pec.
Yeah, he tore his pectoral during this match, and it's like,
Oh, is it?
wrestling.
Did that already happen, or
Yeah, it just happened.
Oh, okay. Ooh, yeah, you can see the asymmetry there.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, and again, this is glorified stunt work, but even stunts go bad. Watch the end credits of any Jackie Chan movie, and it's littered with stunts going bad. But that's part of the process here. And Triple H is one of those who has had a myriad of injuries. He's had muscles torn off of bones.
He's blown his the same quad twice. And that's why that's why Dr. Pritchard has said, look, just stay out of the damn ring. You're making good money being in the office. Do that.
It's like you look at Cena and how Cena comes back from some of his injuries as early as he does.
He broke his neck and came back in 6 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tore his tricep or something. Was back months ahead of schedule.
He was back within 8 weeks.
Something like that. He had surgery on it, and they repaired it, and tore his pec.
Yeah, left in August, was back in October.
Yeah, that's just like how he does it. And you watch him working out, and he's squatting like 700 pounds.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Yeah, his
I can't even squat 7 pounds. I pick up a bag of sugar and I'm winded. So yeah, I do better as a manager or announcer. I'm not getting in the ring again. That's just no.
Oh, again?
Yeah, again. I didn't tell you about my pro wrestling career.
Oh, again.
It's something I don't talk about.
Something you don't talk. Well, we got.
It ended.
19 minutes to kill.
No, it ended very abruptly. It involved a steel cage match and a table that wouldn't splinter. So
wow, we got 19 minutes to kill.
There's a reason I walk the way I do.
It's part of the table still in you.
Part of the table is still in me. In a very uncomfortable place. It's in the back of my Volkswagen. I just watched that movie again. That's a nomenclature that stays with me. I was mentioning before that I was every time somebody says the word upgrade, I say, "Oh, you mean Untergrad?" And nobody gets the reference because I'm like, okay, well, you either need to watch Idiocracy again or you have, and it just made you an idiot. So, you apparently the people who wrote it, the guy who wrote it, Mike Judge, wrote it, and said, after Donald Trump was elected, he said he didn't realize when he was writing it at the time he was making a documentary. I thought it was a great line. I thought it was, okay, you're a liberal, that's fine. Have your jokes. We'll see, we'll see what happens in the end. But it was funny. And it's literally the degradation of human society gone stupid. So watch it. It's for you. Come back next week and you'll tell me all about it. Actually, we should get Earl to do a salute to Idiocracy. Earl, next week we're going to do a salute to Idiocracy. Get on top of it.
It's happening. I won't be here.
He won't be. You'll be somewhere else.
I'll be poking buttholes.
You'll be poking. See, and see, you don't want you want to talk about my wrestling career, and I don't. But you dropped that you're going to be spending a week poking buttholes.
Yep, 2 weeks actually.
2 weeks. Oh.
18 days.
Now is it? Will there be any spit and shove, or are you just going to enjoy?
No love, except for maybe my driver.
My driver.
He gets love.
Lord, there's just the visuals that I'm getting from that is just awful. So
don't ask, don't tell.
I'm telling you.
No. We're allowed to be open about it now.
Okay.
And that's the thing, I mentioned when before everybody was complaining about Don't Ask, Don't Tell, that it's discriminatory and it's awful and it's hurtful to the gays that want to serve in the military. And I'm like, okay, well, before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, you weren't allowed to serve at all.
Yeah.
This was your doorway in. So, what's the problem? I mean, we're not asking you to stay in the closet, but you get to serve. So,
let's just not talk about it.
Just calm down, okay? Now, bend and thrust. And not the bend and thrust you're thinking of.
Yeah, this is a new term. This is a new meaning to drill sergeant.
Drill sergeant. Oh, man.
It's like, I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. Make it hurt, Joe Surgeon, make it hurt.
I want you to get in that foxhole. Which hole? Uh-oh. We're telling the service jokes, and Dylan's like, I don't know if I can take these. You what? He's got to go snap one off. He's like, oh, gays. Oh, the gays. Oh, the gays. So, there you go. There's our dick and fart jokes for the night.
It's funny because it's like today's Army versus what it was like 20-some years ago when I was there.
Yeah.
It's like night and day.
Yeah. I was watching, I have a little bit of free time when it comes to watching videos. I was watching videos. They actually have videos. They actually have videos on YouTube that you can search out of what boot camp is like.
Yeah.
And there are several of notions of boot camp at San Diego, the Marine Corps Boot Camp San Diego.
Okay.
Marine Corps boot camp for both men and women at Parris Island. And I'm thinking to myself, when I was in, they didn't even think of, this wasn't something that you wanted to share with the general public. Because one, you're training soldiers. Do you really want everybody to know how we're training soldiers? I mean, it's not top secret, but again, it's not something you just want to, make it instruct. I mean, this was, we're following them around the whole way through. The other thing is that boot camp now, I think it lasts like 5 weeks. It's really short compared to when we were in. It was like 2 months, 3 months, 2.5 months. It was a long ass time you were there, and now they just condensed it down to like 5 weeks or some weirdness like that. Dylan, when you went to boot camp, how long was it? 9 weeks. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, 9 weeks, and my AIT was 11.
Okay.
Yes, you had way longer AIT than I did.
Right.
Like mine, I did what they call this one-station unit training.
That's what I did too, but.
And mine was 13 weeks total.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went in. It was like 13 weeks for basic, and then my unit training was maybe 4 weeks, 3 weeks.
Well,
but I was an admin, so
Well, I mean, Marine Corps too.
I made sure people got paid, so they took care of me. I had your payroll in hand. You didn't give me shit about anything.
Yeah.
That's why it's like funny now. It's like every once in a while, the one channel I like watching, they'll have Jag on there, and you see it's just like, okay, all the differences between all the branches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking on there, and there's not one of the two main characters, not Harm or Rab.
Right.
The other characters, and they got 2 bars, but that's a lieutenant in the Navy.
Right.
Whereas in the Army it would be a captain.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then of course the Navy's got commanders.
Just call him sir. Just call him sir.
Just call him sir. Call him out, sir. Don't mess with it.
And it's weird to look at it. It's and then you will do the same way with like when you're in your BDU and your fatigues, you look at you get people that have the patches sewn in instead of the actual metal rank insignia, and you look on there and it's like, okay, they got a black bar. Well, that would be your and then now, whereas like you would wear your rank in your chest as far as you're on your BDUs, whereas we still wore ours on our collars.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little something different. And then my uniform, my name in the U.S. Army was actually sewn into it. It wasn't on Velcro strips. I could transfer to whatever I had to do.
Well, we can sew them in too if we. Yeah. It's either way.
Velcro option
yeah.
When. So it was like our jungle boots, for example, we didn't have any tan combat boots. We had our black combat boots, and we had our jungle boots, which were still also black, but they breathed a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of different things.
Yeah. Don't have to polish boots.
Yeah.
Well, that was one thing. It's just you spent so much time polishing boots.
Yep.
I got good at it. I got really good at it.
You have to.
I got really good at it. The other thing I don't miss is boot blouses. Oh, man. Those things. And here's the thing. If it comes off the boot and ends up on your ankle, then you have that ring around your ankle for the rest of that thing is going to stay there until, you'll wake up the next morning, it'll still be there. Because those things are cut your circulation.
That's why I just tuck my pants. I don't
tuck it into the boot.
Yeah. I don't worry about it.
I thought the boot blouses gave it a cleaner look, but yeah,
Well,
you still ran the risk of it popping off.
Well, I mean, the idea behind tucking them is, especially out in the field, is to keep bugs out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we tuck in the shirts. That's why, XYZ.
Right, absolutely. So we were talking about wrestling. We're talking about serving. I think it's good to talk about our service a little bit, especially Memorial Day. I think all three of us here have served in some capacity. Yeah, you're still serving, Dylan.
Yeah.
You're still a reservist. How long you got on your contract?
I got 1.5 years left.
You gonna re-up?
No.
All right, Dylan's gonna re-up. He's gonna be an NCO before we know it.
No.
And
not happening.
No.
Not happening. You can't pay
He's sitting here. It's like,
Now, my nephew's in. He did a year in Korea.
Yep.
He had a year deployment in Korea
Mhm.
right after his daughter was born. And then, of course, he's back. And he's got another child on the way, his second with his wife and his third overall.
Mhm.
And I told my nephew, I had a chance to talk to him over Christmas because my sister and Irma
you told me this story before. Yeah.
And I already told him, and I said, well, nephew, you're going to get some advice from your uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you've got a little time left. Your ass is going to re-enlist because you can't keep a job when you're outside of your army.
Right.
And I said, and if my ass has to,
Mhm.
I'm going to take some time and I'm going to drive down to Georgia and smack you around until you re-enlist because your wife doesn't work. She takes care of the kids. Now she's pregnant again. And
You need that government check.
You need that income and that housing.
Yep.
So your ass better re-enlist. My sister's the same way. My sister's like, yeah, because you'd make great money at a job and you get bored with it, you quit and go out and get another job, and you just can't be doing that with 3 mouths to feed now.
Right.
So you better stay in. He was in his mid-20s. He goes in. He gets to stay into his mid-40s and retire.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he's a tanker. He wasn't really doing a
Ooh. Buddy of mine was a tanker.
He wasn't doing a whole lot.
These guys are nuts.
Yeah, he went to
These guys are
Fort Benning
nuts.
for boot camp.
Mhm.
And now he's serving at Fort Stewart, which is right out, like an hour down the road from Fort Benning.
Mhm.
He loves it in Georgia. He wants to stay living down there regardless.
Sure. There you go.
But he's just like, I don't want to re-enlist. I'm like, what do you want to do when you get out? Well, I'll just find a job somewhere.
Yeah, you've been driving a tank for what's your job's going to be. We're going to take our last break now because what's coming up in the next segment is going to be a table read that Seth Macfarlane and the cast of Family Guy did one time. That they did a table read of an entire episode for an audience here, and we've got that coming up on the next break. It's going to take up the entire segment, so we're going to break now. We'll come back for a little bit after that to say goodnight, but you are listening to the SKO Radio Network.
Good night.
Here on, you're listening to some kind of radio show here on the SKO Radio Network. I am Loopy.
All you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
Oh, there's a stage. Hey, look at that. We better do something.
We're doing a live reading of an episode that will never air on television.
Laugh and cry. These live shows, we have no FCC standards. So what we're going to show them is a lot of TNA.
We are doing a live reading of a Family Guy episode, which has gotten a lot of press lately. The infamous abortion episode. Not as bad as you think. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our fabulous cast. Of course, the lovely and talented Alex Borstein.
Really quickly, should I be worried or alarmed that there's 2 Megs and no Lois? What the
Probably a bad time to tell you this.
God, I love when his face turns red.
Yeah,
Seth Macfarlane, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey. All right. I can't even joke about firing Alex. She's so fabulous. All right, first up, One of our fabulous writers on the show, you know him as the orange juice guy in that commercial with the chimp. He does a ton of voices on the show and is saddled with the arduous task of these stage directions. A multi-talented man and a handsome devil, Mr. John Viner. Who do we got up next here? This man has been called the heart and soul of Family Guy. He's written numerous episodes, including Peter's Two Dads, Holy Crap. And he might want to do one of his characters for you, so I'm not going to spoil it. The very talented writer and voice man, Mr. Danny Smith.
Hey, what's up, Hollywood? Most of you people are looking at me going, I don't know who the hell that guy is. But I got 5 words for you tonight, Hollywood. And those 5 words are... Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Hi, I'm Al Harrington of Al Harrington's Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man warehouse and emporium. Due to a shipping oversight, I am currently overstocked on all wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, and I am passing the savings on to you.
We are fortunate this evening to have the assistance in a guest starring role of a very, very talented actress and comedian. You remember her as Al Lambert from the TV show Step by Step. And she is my good friend and a marvelous, marvelous actress, Miss Christine Lakin. What do we got next here? All right. This fella here... also a very good friend, marvelous writer on the show, does a lot of voices. He was the voice of Jesus Christ, appropriate enough because he is a Jew. He's written many fabulous episodes of Family Guy. The very talented Mr. Alex Sulkin. And, of course, the woman whose picture all of you young men have on your ceiling. She is the voice of Meg Griffin, of course, the star of that 70s show and American Psycho 2, but she doesn't like when I mention that. She's glaring at me right now. The lovely, lovely and talented Miss Mila Kunis.
I was going to move this to make sure your fat ass could fit, but I'm here okay.
Begin so early.
I know.
You haven't even started.
It's just jealousy and rage.
They have this wonderful interplay. Now, Danny, you wrote this episode that will not be seeing the light of day on air. Without further ado, let's jump into this. This is the Family Guy episode, Partial Terms of Endearment.
Thank you. Thank you. Written by Danny Smith.
And I thought up the title, too. So thank you.
And no one will ever see it. Here we go. Act 1. We're outside the Salve Regina College. A sign says, Salve Regina College 20-year reunion, because we didn't write a sign gag. Inside the cafeteria is decorated for a reunion event. Dozens of men and women are there as Peter and Lois enter.
I can't wait to see all my old classmates. This is going to be so much fun, isn't it, Peter?
Sure, it's a blast being in a room full of people you don't know. I'd rather stay home and watch grass grow.
We flash back to the Griffin's yard. Peter stands on the sidewalk staring intently at the Griffin's lawn for a long beat.
Come on, you. Come on.
Joe wheels out to get his mail.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Joe.
As soon as Peter finishes his line, the grass on the lawn shoots up to 6 feet tall. Peter looks back.
Damn it.
Back in the cafeteria.
Well, you're not uncomfortable, are you?
Look, I'm just not wild about the idea of running into anybody you used to date, that's all.
Oh, boy, speaking of exes, here comes one now.
Oh, man, this is what I was afraid of.
As Peter continues, a woman slowly approaches from behind him.
If he tries anything while I'm standing here, I'm going to kick him right in the vagina.
Peter, this is Naomi.
Angle on Naomi, Lois's old roommate from college. She is elegant, shapely, and beautiful.
Wait, you mean you two used to, bump Japanese cartoon monkey logo mouths?
Let's just say Naomi and I experimented quite a bit in college.
No way. My wife messed around with another chick. Thank you, God.
We cut away to heaven. God sits on a cloud looking downward.
Don't mention it, Peter.
God gives a thumbs up to the camera as we freeze frame, and a chorus sings as the following words appear on screen.
God, he knows what turns you on. Have fun.
Back in the cafeteria.
Naomi, I'm so glad you're here. I haven't seen you in what, like 20 years?
Lois and Naomi hug.
Oh, it's great to see you too, Lois. It really is.
They pull apart from the hug, revealing Peter standing right behind them with a huge open-mouthed smile on his face.
You know, the fact is, I came here hoping to run into you.
Really? Well, that's nice.
Well, you see, I'd like to propose something to you and your husband.
Oh, my God. I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming.
Of course, Naomi. What did you have in mind?
Well, this isn't really the place to discuss it. It's just something I was wondering if you and your husband would participate in.
I'm totally dreaming right now. Well, as long as I'm dreaming, I might as well pee my pants.
A stain spreads on Peter's pants.
Well, Naomi, whatever it is, I'm sure we'd be happy to help.
Oh, my God. I don't believe it. I'm going to have a three-way. This even tops having sex with a mermaid.
We flash back to a bedroom at night. Peter is in bed with a mermaid. His hands are fumbling beneath the sheets.
Where is it?
Keep looking.
I can't find it anywhere.
Keep looking.
There's nothing but a fishtail down there.
Keep looking.
Oh, there we go.
That's not it.
It's gonna be.
That night at the Griffin's house in the living room, Chris, Brian, Meg, and Stewie are watching TV.
We now return to nature with a guy named Terry in it.
On TV, we see an African plane. A cheetah chases a gazelle across the plain for a couple of beats, eventually knocking it down and killing it. He is joined by a pack of cheetahs who feast noisily on the carcass.
The cheetahs will feed through the night. While the strongest made the kill, the oldest will eat first.
We widen slightly to include a normal-looking guy just standing there.
And there's Terry.
Back in the Griffin's living room, Peter enters and starts hustling the kids and Brian off the couch and towards the door.
All right, come on, guys. She's going to be here any minute. You guys got to get out of here.
Why do we have to leave, Dad?
Because your daddy's going to have a three-way with your mother and her friend. Isn't that nice about Daddy's three-way?
I had a one-way one time.
In Meg's bedroom, we flash back. Meg lies in bed, arms crossed, gently caressing her own shoulders.
That was amazing. Sorry I farted in the middle.
Back in the Griffin's living room.
All right, go on, beat it, all of you.
Peter, you're not going to be having a three-way with Lois and her friend. Lois isn't even into women. She just had that one experience in college with that girl, Naomi.
Naomi's the one who's coming. Oh, let me stay. Let me stay.
Peter shuts the door in their face. Lois enters.
Peter, why are you so antsy?
Because Naomi will be here shortly, and I'm anxious to get started.
What do you mean? I mean, we don't even know why she's coming.
We don't even know why she's coming. You are so adorable. I'm going to do you second.
The doorbell rings. Peter crosses to the door and opens it, revealing Naomi.
Hi, Naomi. Did you pick up those tearaway panties like I texted you?
I didn't get a text from you.
We look at Joe's house at the same time. Joe looks at his cell phone. All right, not sure why, but I'll bite. Back in the Griffin's living room.
Hi, Naomi.
Hello, Lois. I want you to meet my husband, Dale.
Dale enters.
Hi, nice to meet you, Dale.
Dale? All right, I guess, but I'm doing you last. Joke's on him. I only got two in me.
Peter runs off screen.
Lois, this is such a lovely home.
Oh, thank you. You know, Peter and I did it ourselves on a shoestring.
Well, you could have fooled me.
Oh, well, let me show you around. This is our living room.
All right, you guys, I got a few porn scenarios for you to choose from.
Widen to reveal Peter dressed like a pizza delivery guy and holding a box of pizza.
Hey, everybody, got a pizza delivery for this sorority house. Did somebody order sausage?
Peter, what the hell are you doing? Knock it off.
Angle back on Lois, Dale, and Naomi. Dale hands Lois a bottle of wine.
We bought you some wine, but it's best chilled before dinner.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Yeah, you know, let's put it on some ice.
Lois starts towards the kitchen, and they follow. In the kitchen...
You'll have to excuse my kitchen. I've been cooking all day.
Lois looks up, and we widen to reveal Peter wearing a tweed coat with patches on the elbows. He holds some papers.
Girls, I've just finished grading your midterms, and it's not good news. Looks like you're going to have to do some extra credit.
Peter, what the hell? I'm so sorry about this. Look, dinner's just about ready, and why don't I get you seated in the dining room, and then we'll pour the wine, huh?
Moments later in the dining room, Lois opens the dining room door and we see Peter in a Gestapo uniform.
All right, new arrivals. There's only one way you're not getting on that train.
We go to a street at night. Brian's car drives along. Inside the car, Chris is in the front passenger seat. Stewie and Meg sit in the back.
Well, we got a few hours to kill. What do you want to do?
Let's get something to eat.
We don't have any money.
Stewie notices something off-screen, angle on a pool hall.
Brian, pull over there. I'll get us some money.
Moments later in the pool hall, Stewie stands on a stool next to a pool table holding a pool cue. He talks to a few rough-looking locals.
Now wait, so the white ball has to hit one of the stripy balls?
Yes. How many times are you going to ask me that?
I don't know. I'm just a baby. All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and, what is it you called it?
Break.
Break, right, break.
Stewie breaks and the balls fly into the pockets.
Oh my God, beginner's luck, huh?
Later outside the pool hall, we're looking through the car and suddenly Stewie bursts out of the pool hall entrance. He has a wad of cash in his hand.
Start the car, go, 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 go!
Stewie jumps in the car just as the rough-looking locals come out of the pool hall running after him. The car drives off.
We've been hustled. Nobody says that anymore.
Well, then what would you call it,
I wouldn't
Jerry?
comment on it. We were all there. We know what happened.
Later in the Griffin's living room, Peter and Lois sit on the couch with Naomi and Dale.
And so I went into corporate finance, and that's where I met Dale.
6 months later, I was asking her to marry me. What took me so long, right?
They all share a laugh.
All right, we're running out of time. We gonna get this orgy started or what?
What?
We are running out of time. Are we going to get this orgy started or what?
Oh my God, you thought that's what we were here for?
You're not?
No.
Well, what are you doing here?
Well, Dale and I found out we can't have children. We've conceived many times, but for some reason the eggs won't attach. It was suggested that I find a healthy woman who would consider carrying our child to term. And, well, Lois, that's why we're here. We were wondering if you would be our surrogate.
Oh my gosh. You want me to carry a child?
Yes.
What?
Joe enters wearing only the tearaway panties.
All right, Peter, I don't know what this is about, but you're my best friend, and I'd like to think you'd do the same for me.
He tears them away, and that is the end of Act 1. We're at the Griffin's house at night. Inside the Griffin's living room, Peter, Lois, Naomi, and Dale are there as we left them.
Wait a minute, so you guys can't have a baby?
Unfortunately, no.
Well, whose fault is it? I mean, which one of you has the thing that's horribly wrong with him? Is it you, Naomi? You got a bad cervix?
Peter, it's nobody's fault. Conception is complicated.
It's you, isn't it? You got a bum dong.
Will you help us, Lois?
Well, I'm honored that you would think to ask me, Naomi. I'm going to have to think about it. I mean, this is a life-altering choice, you know. It's like an Italian choosing to get glasses.
We cut away to an eye doctor. An optometrist wearing a white lab coat stands in front of an Italian guy who sits in an examining chair covering one eye.
Okay, read the third row down, please.
In the Griffin's house the next morning, in the kitchen, the family is there eating breakfast.
Everyone, I have something to say. Now, I've given this long and careful thought, and I've decided to carry Naomi and Dale's child for them.
You what?
That's right. And I want your blessing, Peter.
You'll have my stool in your eye, and that's all you'll get. You can't have their baby.
Yeah, Mom, you get crazy when you're pregnant.
We flash back to the Griffin's living room. Lois and Peter are sitting on the couch. Chris enters.
Mom, I can't find my jacket.
Lois starts to laugh. Her laugh descends into a sobbing cry.
Peter, take off that belt! The horrible buckle smells like acid!
Lois covers her mouth with her hand and throws up into it. She then continues bawling, looking at the throw-up in her hand and showing her hand to Peter and Chris as she bawls with a "how could this have happened" look. Back in the Griffin's kitchen in the morning.
Look, I know it's an inconvenience, but it's a wonderful gift to be able to give someone, so I am going through with it.
Well, I support you, Lois. I think it's great what you're doing.
Yeah, it's great. You're treating your vagina like a Red Roof Inn.
That's not how it is, Stewie. She's doing something wonderful for a couple who can't have their own children and are too egotistical to adopt. Right there. That's our Emmy right there. That dude's a deciding vote. We're set.
You know what's interesting about Lois's vagina, Brian? Everyone in this room has been in there except for you. You're the only one who doesn't know what it looks like.
Lois, I don't want you walking around all pregnant for 9 months just to hand the thing over when it comes out like a hen to a farmer. I mean, why's it got to be you?
Because they need a healthy female body to carry the baby.
I can do it.
Come on, Meg. It was hard enough on your body when you gave birth to Stewie.
What?
I'm just joking.
Not cool.
Really, Meg, I mean, you don't know anything about this stuff. You've never even had a boyfriend.
I have too. Remember that winter I spent in Greenland?
We flash back to Greenland. It is completely dark.
I had a great winter with you, Mag.
Me too, Lars. Gosh, I can't believe it's almost spring.
Suddenly, the sun pops up and we see Lars and Meg sitting next to each other on a park bench.
Yep.
Back in the Griffin's living room.
All right, then. It's settled. I'm going to do this.
No, you're not, Lois. I'm sorry, but I forbid it.
Uh-oh, and I'm sorry. I'm supposed to blindly just go along with everything you decide for the both of us?
Yes, Lois, that's how we coexist. Just like I coexist with a tiny race of people who live in our carpet.
We flash back to the Griffin's living room. Peter and Chris are on the couch. Peter eats from a jar of peanuts. Chris reacts as we hear the faint sound of music.
Dad, what's that? I think I hear music.
Oh, that's the little people, Chris. They're playing music so that I will bless them with food.
Peter takes a single peanut from the jar and flips it down into the shag carpet. From the floor, we hear the faint roar of an appreciative crowd. Peter smiles, satisfied. The next day in the hospital, in Dr. Hartman's office, Dr. Hartman is there with Lois, Naomi, and Dale. Lois sits on an examining table wearing a hospital gown.
Lois, Dale and I just want to thank you again.
You're making us so happy.
Well, I just wish my husband felt the same way you do. But you know what? He's just going to have to accept it.
Now, Mrs. Griffin, you should understand a procedure like this is not without its risks. For example, here's what happened when we fertilized an egg from Shelley Duvall with a sperm from James Blunt.
Dr. Hartman holds up a picture. We see a baby with a tiny head and hideous, bulging, fly-like eyes that are 10 times the size of its body.
Here's Hilary Swank and Gary Busey.
We see another baby that is only 2 feet and very small eyes surrounded by a gigantic set of huge white teeth.
Florence Griffith Joyner and Stephen Hawking.
We see a third baby with one small wheel sticking out of it with a crippled hand and one very muscular black leg.
Okay, I think that's enough.
All right, so the eggs have already been fertilized by means of intracytoplasmic sperm injection. And now the embryos will be inserted.
Dr. Hartman closes the curtain, obscuring him and Lois from the others. Cut to behind the curtain where we see Lois in stirrups.
The insertion procedure will be performed by these South American Jovitos blowgunners.
We widen to reveal native warriors with blowguns.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't want them shooting things into my vagina.
Well, perhaps you could tell them, if only you spoke Jovitos.
The blowgunners blow their blowguns. Cut to the outside of the curtains, we hear Lois scream. The next day at the Griffin's house in Peter and Lois's bedroom, Lois takes out a home pregnancy test, opens it up, and goes into the bathroom. At the same time in the Griffin's kitchen, Brian and Peter sit drinking coffee.
Can't believe she went ahead and did it, after I specifically told her how I felt.
Well, clearly she believed it was within her right to...
Brian looks up and sniffs.
Lois just peed on something.
Suddenly, Quagmire pops up in the kitchen window.
Hey, Brian, you picking up on that?
Yep.
Quagmire disappears.
It worked, everybody. I'm pregnant.
Damn it. This has gone too far. And if I'm going to do something about it, it's got to be now.
What do you mean? What are you going to do?
I'm not going to do anything, Brian. But sometimes things happen. The house is a dangerous place for today's modern woman. Rickety staircases, faulty wiring, gay poltergeists.
We widen to reveal a gay poltergeist who floats in.
Boo! To that outfit.
The gay poltergeist shuffles away gaily. Later that day at the Griffin's house in the living room, Lois is on the couch. Peter stands in front of her.
Lois, I've hired some 1980s black breakdancers to do their routine on your stomach.
Peter, come on. I'm having this baby, and that's the end of it.
But Lois, if they do it good enough, they'll save the rec center from being torn down and replaced by some mall. Ozone, Turbo, do your thing.
We reveal 2 black guys who train guns on Peter and Lois.
Oh, no, Lois, those are 90s black guys. They aren't 80s black guys at all. Run!
Peter runs for the door and opens it, revealing 2 breakdancers.
We're here to dance for the kids.
Run, 80s black guys. You're no match for the 90s black guys.
Peter runs out. The 90s black guys run into frame shooting. The 80s black guys gasp and run out. The Griffin's house a little bit later. In the living room, Peter holds a box that says Acme Miscarriage Kit. He smiles confidently and looks at the camera. In the living room later, Lois enters and sees a sign that says Free Grey's Anatomy DVDs.
Oh.
Lois follows a trail of DVDs out the front door and up the street. Outside in a desert, Lois follows the trail of DVDs to a final DVD that rests on a circle painted on the ground. Angle on Peter up on a ledge in the distance with a huge crossbow contraption that holds an arrow with a boxing glove on the tip. He looks through the scope on the crossbow. From Peter's POV, we see Lois's midsection. Peter shoots the arrow at Lois, but it misses her and ricochets off the rock wall behind her and back up towards a huge boulder above Peter's head. The boulder starts to tilt. Peter takes out a small umbrella and opens it above his head. The boulder falls, and to his surprise, it bounces off the umbrella and lands on the ground next to him. Peter sighs in relief. After a beat, there's a rumbling, and the ground under him falls away. He waves sheepishly goodbye as he falls out of frame. We continue to a desert chasm. From an aerial view, we hear a descending whistle sound as Peter plummets down to the floor of the desert and lands with a puff of smoke like Wile E. Coyote. Ow. Here we go. In the living room or at the Griffin's house later, Peter walks in carrying a bottle of Clorox.
Lois, I bet I can drink more bleach than you.
Okay, you know what, Peter? Just stop it. Now, I know you're not happy about this, but I am pregnant and I am having this baby. So knock it off because I've had it.
No, I've had it. I don't want you pregnant. You'll be fat and cranky and your boobs will get bigger and you'll stop having your period. Wait, how do I feel about this? No, I'm against it, I say.
Peter, this is important. Naomi and Dale are placing their trust in us. And besides, it's just 9 months. And then everything will be back to normal.
We interrupt this program for a breaking news story.
We angle on TV and see Tom Tucker doing the news.
A devastating pileup on I-95 has injured 8 people and killed 2 others. Naomi and Dale Robinson were pronounced dead on arrival at Quahog Hospital.
We angle on Peter and Lois staring in shock.
Oh, my God.
Back on the TV.
In other news, a local man has won the lottery. Lucky Quahog resident Dale Robinson has hit the... Oh, boy.
And that ends Act 2. And we're back in Act 3 at the Griffin's house in the kitchen. The family is sitting around the table.
But I still I can't believe they're gone. They have their whole lives ahead of them.
Well, I'll be the one to say it. What are you going to do about the baby?
Let's keep it and put hats on it.
You know, Lois, you're not a young woman. The odds are that baby's going to be chromosomally damaged, like those cats you see in the Special Animal Olympics.
On TV at a racetrack, an obviously retarded cat crosses a finish line. Winning a race, a reporter approaches.
So, Whiskers, how does it feel to finally win your event after years of training?
Nom, 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 nom. I'm not proud of that. No, you're right. It's not even a joke.
Not even a joke.
It's just us being bad people.
Back in the Griffin's kitchen.
Why don't you just put the baby up for adoption?
Well, what do we do until then? I mean, we can't afford 9 months of medical bills.
You could have an abortion.
Hey, there you go, Lois. We abort it. Send it up to Dale and Naomi. Yeah, they're probably waiting for it anyway. Look, if they left their mittens here, you wouldn't keep them. You'd send them back. Abort the thing.
I don't know, Peter.
Well, there's no harm in visiting the family planning center just to see what your options are.
Oh, God, it's such a big decision.
Of course it's a big decision. Life is full of big decisions, like deciding whether or not to have Indian food.
We flash back to the Griffin's living room at night. Peter sits on the couch looking at takeout menus.
Lois, do I need to do anything tomorrow that doesn't involve me being bent over in excruciating pain 3 feet from a toilet?
No.
Time for some tikka masala.
The next day at a family planning center, inside, Peter and talking to the doctor who sits behind his desk.
Doctor, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little uncertain about this.
That's perfectly natural, Mrs. Griffin, and you should ask as many questions as you can before you decide.
So how's it work, Doc? You strap her down and go hacking at her like Sweeney Todd?
No, good Lord, this is not 2005. We've come a long way since then.
Okay, what, you go stabbing in there with a laser and try and zap it out like burning ant with a magnifying glass?
No, Mr. Griffin.
Well, so what, do you like hold her legs open and send a pit bull in there, one of them little rat hunting dogs, and he comes back out with it in his mouth and goes, and you can't get it away from him because it's his thing.
No, Mr. Griffin, it's a very simple, safe procedure in which we very precisely and delicately remove the embryo. We do it all the time, and I promise it's virtually risk-free.
Well, I have to say, I feel a little better about it. I think this may be the right thing to do.
Mrs. Griffin, we have a saying around here. Let's keep abortion safe, legal, and rare.
Okay, why don't you get started? I'm going to go to the car and listen to my Eddie Arnold tape.
Moments later outside the family planning center, Peter walks out. He starts toward the car, then hears some noise. He looks over and sees a crowd of people waving signs and shouting in an anti-abortion display.
Man, what are you guys belly aching about?
Sir, we are doing all that we can to stop the killing of millions of unborn babies. If you have a few moments, I'd like you to watch this video presentation.
Yeah, I got a few minutes. My wife's getting an abortion.
The protester shows Peter a small TV and VCR on his table. On the screen, we see an old-fashioned health film entitled Abortion Madness. A narrator appears.
Hello, friend. I hear you're contemplating having an abortion. But before you do, remember, science has proven that within hours of conception, a human fetus has started a college fund and has already made your first Mother's Day card out of macaroni and glitter.
Peter reacts, touched, as he sees an image of a fetus holding a small Mother's Day card that says, "Don't kill me, I love you."
But don't take my word for it. Just ask my little friend Ziggy.
We see Ziggy, a single cell with a smiling face.
Hi, I'm Ziggy the Zygote. I'm looking forward to being an active member of your community. Can I hug you?
Of course you can, Ziggy. Because even though they're not visible yet, you already have tiny arms. Arms that will one day work, play, and fold in prayer.
Yay!
But uh-oh, what's this?
We see a sharp, foreboding hook device come into frame. It crosses behind Ziggy, then jabs him, snaring him like a fish. Peter reacts as Ziggy screams in pain and panic.
Oh, my God! Well, he's gone. Just like so many other promising human lives who were probably snuffed out by abortion, like the guy who would have killed Hitler.
We see a German man with a gun who shrugs at the camera.
Nice going, Schweinhund.
The fourth stooge. That's right. There were supposed to be 4 stooges.
It was gonna be hilarious.
And Osama bin Laden's America-loving older brother. I would have talked him out of it. Wow. Thanks a lot for 9/11, abortion enthusiasts. And remember, not only is abortion murder, but it's also larceny, jaywalking, and securities fraud. And did you know that the baby you're aborting may also have a baby inside of it that you're also aborting? Now that you know this, do you want an abortion?
No. No, I do not.
Peter runs back into the family planning center. After a beat, he runs back out, dragging Lois by the wrist.
What the hell are you doing? Have you lost your mind?
Don't you worry, unborn fetus child. I am here to save you and protect you. I have seen the light.
Bless you, sir. You should be very proud of yourself.
Oh, I am. Prouder than when I was a peacock.
We flash back to an office. Peter stands by a water cooler with 2 office workers. All of them are wearing white shirts and ties. A boss approaches.
Griffin, nice work on that Anderson account.
Peter says nothing but lifts his chin slightly with a stern expression. There's a huge whoosh sound as an enormous fan of peacock feathers springs out from behind Peter. Peter stands proud and stoically, preening at the others. He turns very slightly to one side and then the other so that all may admire his fantastic plumage. Later at the Griffin's house in the living room, Brian, Stewie, Chris, and Meg are there as Peter and Lois enter.
So, how'd it go at the clinic?
Well, fine at first, but then there was a complication.
We have decided against the procedure.
Really? Why?
Because it's killing babies, Brian. If God wanted us to kill babies, he'd make them all Chinese girls.
All we're doing is holding a mirror up. Peter, it's not a baby. It's a fertilized egg. It's the size of the tip of a pin.
It's alive, isn't it? To kill any living thing is an abortion. That's what the man I just met outside the clinic told me. And he had a T-shirt on that confirmed it.
Okay, well, sperm is alive, and every time you masturbate, millions of them die. So is it wrong to kill sperm?
Yes. Yes, it is. From now on, no more masturbating in his house.
What?
Why?
Because masturbation is abortion.
But abortion helps me get my homework done. And sometimes I abort in my sleep. What am I supposed to do about that?
Peter, I'm sorry if you disagree with me, but according to the law, It is still my right to choose what I do with my body.
Well, the law is wrong, Lois.
Peter, if you're so pro-life, let me ask you this. Would you go down to the orphanage and claim an unwanted baby and take care of it?
No, Lois, I'm here to save the unborn. Once they get out of the vagina, they can go fuck themselves.
Peter, what's inside of Lois won't be remotely human for 6 months. There's no brain activity until at least the 27th week.
It's still a person, Brian. It's a woman's responsibility to carry it to term.
Well, what if a woman is raped?
Maybe she should have thought of that before she asked me for directions.
Huh?
Well, now, what about incest, Peter?
What's incest?
You know how Cousin Lou has the kid whose eyes touch?
Oh, so what? You're saying touch eyes doesn't deserve to exist? Well, you don't mind them when you want a needle threaded.
Peter, I'm just saying that they should have at least had the option.
How can you say that? Think of all the love he's given to Uncle Mom and Aunt Dad.
Okay, this argument isn't working. Peter...
The band really liked that one.
Peter, what if carrying the baby to term would endanger the mother's life?
I don't know what 7 of those words were.
What if you look at the ultrasound and see that the baby's going to be born with no arms and legs?
You name it, Matt.
There's a beat, then Peter blankly takes out a comedy horn and honks it twice.
Peter, you know what? I honestly don't care what you say. I am going back down to that clinic, and I am having that abortion.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am. Now, you get out of my way.
Lois, you go down there and I'll blow the place up.
You wouldn't.
You've seen Family Guy. You know I would.
So what? You'd kill a bunch of doctors to show them that killing is wrong? Does that make any sense to you, Peter?
Well...
Does it?
Guess not.
But so what the hell are we going to do, huh? I mean, well, we're not going to solve anything by standing here screaming at each other. Look, you and I are in this together, Peter. And whatever we decide, we both have to agree that it's the right thing to do.
Well, so now what?
Well, I say we go upstairs, we have a long talk, and we don't come down until we've made a decision that we can both live with.
All right, Lois.
They both exit. The next day at the Griffin's house in the kitchen, the family sits around the table eating lunch.
Well, I think we made the right decision. I mean, sure, having the baby costs a fortune. You know, there's cutbacks on things we love. There's diapers and crying and late nights with no sleep, flu shots and mumps and driver's ed and college tuition. But you know what? It's one more person to share the world with. Another little voice in the backseat of the car. Just one more Griffin to love and to love us in return.
Peter turns to the camera.
We had the abortion.
And that's the end of the show.
And that's going to do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the end of the show.
You have been listening to Some Kind of Radio Show here on the SKO Radio Network. Remember, you can always tune in. SKORadio.com, the TuneIn app, the Simple app, your Roku device, your Alexa device. And I hope I just woke her up by saying that out loud. Thank you for listening. Good night. God bless. We will see you again tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. for Cinderblock Sports. 1 p.m. for Game Jams with Casey. And, of course, as always, 7 p.m. tomorrow night, the Half Cock Radio Show featuring Mike Haig, myself, Aaron K-Beck, and the intern, whose name I conveniently forget. Good night. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your evening.